What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Wilder Show. We have a lot of topics to get into. First of all, let me say when y'all come in, thumbs up, share. I want to say thank you to those that have been watching our YouTube shorts. We're going to talk about Mario. We're going to talk about Nicki Minaj. We're going to talk about Larry Reid. We're going to talk about Bishop Bernard Jordan. We thank y'all that y'all are here. Shout out to the people that was listening to us on Station here, our number one broadcast on Station here. We want to thank those viewers. But I got to talk about Mario first. So Mario was performing and he was doing his performance, and a guy on the stage, a videographer, was on the stage recording. And so Mario yelled at the videographer and told that videographer to get off the stage, literally yell at the man while he was performing. So while he was yelling at the man while he was performing, a lot of people were calling Mario out saying, why in the world are you, y'all go to YouTube Station here, why in the world are you, why did you yell? Like, why did you yell? So he said a couple of things. We're going to bring it up. Give me a second while we load it up. So give me a second. I want to get to the part where Mario, I want to read what he said. Y'all bear with me. We are live here. We just got through doing our radio show. So we definitely get, because we got a lot of stuff to get into in this video. I want to make sure we bring up, do we have Mario's statement here? Give me a second while we bring it up. Where's Mario? But I thought I saw it on the okay, here we go. Mario responded after facing backlash for kicking a videographer off the stage during his performance. He apologized. Actually, he apologized to the person because people were saying, learn how to talk to people. We rock with you, but you haven't had a top 10 in over 20 years. Be humble. Apologize to that brother who was just doing his job. You didn't deserve that. Somebody said, and just like you tried to humble that man on stage, God will humble you as well. Despite the following, the monetary value you hold, it can happen. They say you're talking about the fair, not a festival, not a stadium, a fair. Humble yourself, queen. They say if that's how you speak to people whose sole purpose is to make you look good and promote you, then I understand why you haven't had a hit in 20 years. God don't like ugly. You got an ugly spirit. It revealed itself on that stage. Humble yourself, do better, and most of all, apologize to that man. And that was just doing his job, or else no good would come to you. Somebody else posted on here, how are you going to cuss the videographer out for doing what he was hired to do? Y'all acted like he was yelling at the man for no reason. The cameraman was 2 inches from becoming a speed bump on the stage. Man, he could have crashed into Mario while Mario was performing. Mario told him to back up one too many times. The last time he told him to back up was a public safety announcement. Okay. So somebody said here, no, you rude. You ain't do nothing but try to make your old A word look good. And then Mario said, laughing my A off. Somebody else responded on Mario video, and they said, you know, you can't treat people like that nowadays and go viral. Apologize to that cameraman, bro. This coming from you is disappointing. And then Mario said, don't let it spoil your day. Get some money. Somebody said, now y'all eating them up in the comments. Somebody responded to Mario, yo, that's not even a full set. Somebody said, we love you, Mario. Keep shining. Live your dreams. Somebody said, thank you. But also, Mario apologized. I want to make sure we get to the apology. Okay. Mario issued an apology to the cameraman. He brushed off the stage. I'm sorry you had to experience that. He said, people are misinformed about the situation. No one told us the cameraman was shooting my set. I got to my show 10 minutes before my performance and went on stage. He said multiple times while seeing the cameraman through I got distracted. One time almost tripped over the speaker, trying to make sure I'm not walking into the same direction as him. He was too far down stage. A cameraman is not supposed to be that far down the stage unless he's with you and shooting you that close for a reason. It really can throw you off. In the midst of all of that, while walking backstage, right, I got frustrated, and that's when I said, yo, you got to get the F off the stage. I will take accountability for being 0 to 100 type of person, and this is why I stay out of the way most of the time. LOL. I never want one recorded incident to wipe the work that I've done as a person, to stay out of y'all mouths and the blogs. I perform under all type of circumstances. I'm a very professional person through and through. Anybody who works with me knows that. To the cameraman, you got caught in the crossfire, my boy, and I'm sorry you have to experience that. It was nothing personal. You're welcome to come and shoot me on my tour. It will be nothing but us tour. We can do it the right way. To the fans of the trigger, I love you. To you, bots. So that's what they were saying right there. Again, you got to be careful what you do publicly. Like when you record it, you got to be very careful. When you yell at somebody, you got to be very careful. That's why, as me as a blogger or as a commentator, as a public figure, or someone that do shows, you have to be very careful because people are watching. And of course, I haven't always got it right, but people are watching. Mouth Open said in the chat, hardest working man on YouTube. I'm happy you getting back on track. Keep going. Love you. Thank you, Mouth Open, for that super sticker. Thank you, sister. Thank you so very much. But when Mario had to understand, you're being watched, and we in a social media phase now. If we went in social media, now mind you, if this was back in the day, we probably wouldn't care because we wouldn't know about it in the fast time unless it got into the magazine months later, or if it got on, to the newspaper. But now everything is instant. So if you do something, if you yell, most definitely it will come out. Like if I yell at a subscriber or at a moderator or anybody, it will get back. It will be instant backlash in real time because people are watching. So you got to be very, very careful, in my humble opinion. I'm just saying you got to be very, very careful, in my humble opinion. Now, we also want to talk about, I did a short about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, of course, is in trouble right now, according to the reports, in trouble right now, according to reports that she allegedly is allegedly about to lose her home. So this is what we did. We did a YouTube short, and we're going to play this YouTube short that we did about none other Nicki Minaj. We've been working very, very hard today. So here go that Nicki Minaj, $20 million LA home at risk of being seized over massive debt. Oh, this is an exclusive on US Magazine, so I read it. So she owes some debt of putting her hands on a security officer and her husband, and she didn't pay that debt, which was like $500,000. It was a lawsuit back in 2019. And so now the lawsuit, they won the lawsuit against Nicki, and so now they want to seize the property to pay for that lawsuit that was granted by, that the person won in court. So now the mortgage got a $13 million mortgage lien on the home, and also they have some else on the home as well. This is bad for Nicki. So, wow, Nicki, is you about to be homeless? This will never happen to Lil' Kim. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. This will never happen to Lil' Kim. So, of course, I'm getting dragged in the comments about this. And so over 1,000 people watched that short. So apparently she is in debt with a lawsuit that she lost, or her husband lost. And of course they're married, and the guy is trying to put pressure on the courts that they seize the property and to sell it so she can pay the debt on the lawsuit. People are telling me that Nicki Minaj knew this lawsuit, this situation, this story is going to come out on US Weekly, that she decided to come out and say somebody stole money from her to distract from this story. Now, a lot of people was talking about this. Not a lot of people talk about this story because we were so all caught up on somebody stole her MX card, and Trisha stole her MX card and stole her money. So a lot of people was going on. But also, if you remember, a couple of years ago, Ken Like Barbie put out there that she's in debt, that she owed property taxes, that she owed taxes, that she got liens on her property. And the US Weekly also put a little about that in the article as well. So a lot of people have been talking about the financial state of Nicki Minaj. They were saying, even Cardi, I believe, said that you got to go on tour to pay for the debt for your previous tour flopping, or you bailing on your previous tour. A lot of people say, well, why that's not true? Because when I Google Nicki Minaj net worth, it say one thing. But you got to understand, the internet lies. So you can't believe the internet. And the reason why you can't, unless they got access to her bank statements, unless she's just a public traded company, and you can, and her financial records are public, then you can say, okay, this could be real because these are her financial records. But because she's a private citizen, we don't have access to her financial records. Now, what a lot of these blogs and a lot of these websites do, they make an estimation, maybe about the property, maybe about the car. They may have estimation, but they don't have they don't have the concrete proof that she's worth $60 to $70 million. Because if she was worth $60 to $70 million, why can't she not pay the $500, the $500,000 judgment that was given? Okay, why can't she pay that? That's my whole understanding. Okay, why can't she do that? And so that's one of my whole understanding with when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm just saying it humbly. They said in 46 months and counted what nearly 4 years. Yes, thank you for your support. I love you. Someone said Nicki went on tour 2 times, once to pay tax debt, then to earn profit. Nicki, and I'm just being humble, Nicki is dealing with a lot because also Cardi B put out rumors. She put out rumors that this is what Cardi B said, that she got schizophrenic and that she's bipolar. We don't know that to be true, but judging by Nicki Minaj's behavior, it is giving allegedly that she's dealing with something mentally. I don't know what her diagnosis could be. And she's posting all this stuff on the internet saying that people putting trackers on her, that Rock Nation is after her, and she said Perez, she said all these different names. She said that Jay-Z is after her. She was actually talking about, she was also talking about Beyonce. She putting out all this stuff, and I'm like, is she going through mentally? And if you're going through a financial situation, you will crash out. I remember last year, it was a very sad situation financially. I mean, $0 in the bank. You know, I couldn't afford the rent anymore. I couldn't afford to renew. So it was a lot. I was crying out of where I was like, it was a financial crash out. And of course, it was another crash. I had multiple crash out. And a lot of it deals with, you know, with financially and also with mental health. But your finance, if you're going through financially, this gonna mess y'all up. It will mess you up mentally. If you're going through financially, if financially you're going through it, it will mess your whole mental state up. When I tell you it will mess your mental state up, like you will be going like, ooh, like whoa, what's going on? Because you guys, if they're going through financially, it will mess you up. And this is why it is so important. I'm gonna take this advice, but it's so important to take care of your finances. But if you become rich, it's very more important to make sure you make good investments, make sure you get property, make sure you get different streams of income. And I know it has to be really rough when you are a multi-millionaire. And when you are a multi-millionaire, it really has to be rough when you're no longer rich, when you're no longer able to buy properties anymore, when you're no longer to be able to have these cars. So that has to be very rough than versus you can't keep an apartment and, you know, you always been broke, you always been keeping by. But it has to be definitely straining that you can't go to these hot parties anymore, or wear these hot designers anymore because you are financially in debt. Well, we don't know. Nicki Minaj did not respond to these allegations. What Nicki did say on her page, she said, I want to make sure I read it. What Nicki Minaj did put out on her page, Nicki said, verbatim, let me see what Nicki Minaj said on her page. Give me 1 second. Nicki Minaj said, give me 1 second, because she posted this, if I can find it. She pretty much said, they always say a celebrity died to distract. So she put out that Rock Nation put out there that D'Angelo had died. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. This is what she said. Anytime Cock Nation in the news for something they don't want you to know, a few things will happen. Listen. Will Smith will appear. She put that as number 1. Number 2, a famous person is announced dead. Number 3, their allies will begin to post / say nasty things about the queen. Number 4, Lace Z will pop up looking dumb. So she literally is having a crisis with this situation with Rock Nation. But let's be clear, and this is me being honest, Nicki, you should have signed the contract, the deal that you made when it came to the whole thing with Tidal. You should have made great business decision with Jay-Z, with your lawyers. But according to the reports, that you did not sign the contract so you can get your share of the revenue of Tidal. So you can't come out here now trying to trash Rock Nation, trying to trash Jay-Z, trying to trash Perez and all these other people that work for Rock Nation. Let's be crystal clear. They said nobody talks about it, but the man have 7 kids and Papa Bear makes 8. Nicki taking care of all of them kids. And also, let's be clear, Nicki, to be honest, Nicki married a man with a nasty past. That husband of hers assaulted, S.A.'d, R-word, a woman when she was a teenager. For the rest of his life, he have to register as an offender, meaning that Nicki Minaj's address will always be public as long as she's married to this man. There's plenty of men Nicki could have married, but she decided to marry the worst of the worst. That, to me, Nicki dug that hole for herself. Nicki decided, hey, I want to make this chance. I want to marry this dude. Mind you, the man, Kenneth Petty, was already in a relationship with somebody. Nicki came in the picture and he dumped that girl to marry Nicki, to be with Nicki. That's how nasty Nicki is. Do I think Nicki regrets some part of her regret, but she's so deep in, she can't leave Kenneth Petty because then people will be saying like, hey, we were right and all of that. I think it was a bad decision for her. And she's trying her best to go out and say, well, they was in love, they were in a relationship. She tried to expose the victim and lie on the victim. That's what she tried to do when she literally tried to bring the victim on there and lie on the victim. Literally. She tried to lie on the victim. Okay? Oh, so that's how that goes. So, wait a minute. Somebody said, how do I get the stuff on Amazon wish list sent to you? I'll just order it on the wish list. Hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second. I pinned it in the chat, so I will drop it in there. And you just purchase it and it'll just send it to me. Because we got to move, child. So I need that carry on like ASAP. And donations. We need donations. We got to pay my share of the rent. So we need donations too. We definitely need donations too. Okay? All right. To the Cash App of Zelle. I mean, the Cash App of the PayPal. So that's the whole thing with Nicki Minaj. I also believe that her fans are toxic. They've been dragging me in the DMs. They've been dragging us everywhere. They're very, very toxic, very nasty. But you got to know who they defended. They defended somebody that is nasty. Nicki Minaj. So she attract nasty people. That's who she attract. And somebody said, why are you always talking about Nicki? Why are you always talking? I said, she's a trending topic. If it's my job to talk about celebrity gossip, Nicki in the news, right? So I'm going to talk about Nicki Minaj. If she wasn't in the news, I wouldn't talk about her if she wasn't in the news. As long as she's relevant, I would talk about her. So it may not be pretty because, again, I'm not going to butter up to her to get her on the show because these people don't want to come on YouTube shows, especially black ones. They treat us YouTubers like sharecroppers. They want us to do all their dirty work. Then when they come out with an album, they don't want to come on your show. They act like you don't exist. They act like, What? I ain't coming on there. But they'll like your post or they'll retweet your tweet. Just, you know what I'm saying? If you're singing their praises. But as soon as they come out with an album or a movie or a tour to promote, they don't come on your show. They're going Ebony, they're going mainstream media, but they won't come on the YouTubers. So that's why I'm like, listen, I'm gonna just speak the truth to power, whether you come on the show or whether you don't come on the show. But when it comes to Nicki Minaj definitely need help. She's going through it. Financially, I believe so. I believe she is coping with the wrong type of devices and substances. I believe that she's using things because, you know, when you're dealing with a habit, you're dealing, it's a such thing as good habits and unhealthy habits. I do believe she's doing some very unhealthy habits. When I looked at one of the lives that she did, shout out to Armand, he did a live and he played the Twitter space. It was so boring listening to her. She get on the Twitter space. This is Nicki. Nicki gets on the Twitter space and she's whispering on the Twitter space. How you doing, I said, this woman needs some help. She's speaking in riddles. She talking slow to the point when Armand was doing that segment, he had to not fast forward. He had to up the speed on the video. That's how boring Nicki Minaj was on the that's how boring Nicki Minaj was on the literally on the Twitter space. That's how boring she was. So when I was listening to it, I said, now wait a minute. Something wrong with her. Even remember when she was doing her station, I couldn't listen to it because all she was doing was ranting. I want that Nicki Minaj to come back when she had an Apple Music deal on Queen Radio. That was the best of Nicki Minaj doing media. This Nicki now, bitter, angry, jealous, and always want people to kiss her butt. Now people stealing from her. And I said, you got to be hooked on something. How you not know what money coming in and what money going out? That's the priority. But you so busy looking at Rock Nation and somebody got your Amex card up there living it up. And you finally know about it. Now they've been doing it for months. And now you finally addressing it or bringing awareness to it. So that's what I'm not understanding. So Nicki Minaj, if y'all really love Nicki, y'all should encourage Nicki. Say, hey, go to therapy. Get into some counseling. Get somebody to help you go through it. I was just telling somebody today, I said, it's nothing wrong with going to therapy. Now, this is something about me. So I've been in therapy and it was good. So my therapist was like, you ain't really been talking the past, you've been doing good. So I don't think you need therapy. I was like, well, if you decide that. But she said, if you needed to get come through, I said, yeah, it was good. I like it. But, my life ain't that interesting like that. I don't really need it like that. Because she was saying, because our therapy session was 1 hour, one session once a week. So it's a lot of days I didn't talk about that because I'm like, my life is pretty simple. I don't have a lot of drama. I'm not depressed. I don't have anxiety. I'm good. The medicine is working very good. So then we went to once a month. Still wasn't doing a lot of the same old. Now if I'm back, once I get back into the mode of if I move to a different location and situation change, I know that I do need some therapy. I was like, okay, let me get back on therapy. But she said, look like you don't even need the therapy. So that's just how that go. And definitely get on the medicine really helped me out a lot. Even though a lot of people try to trash me and dog me out about it, go right ahead because some of y'all needed some medicine right now. Just right now. I'm going to just tell you this. I'm going to say this. If you allow people on the internet that you never met and you mad and doing saying all type of stuff on the internet, this person did this person, I'm like, now wait a minute. You shouldn't get upset about what goes on the internet if you never met the person. If you allow them to get under your skin and you going whippity and you going here, you going there, something wrong. Something wrong with you. Okay, give me a second. Let me check. I can check and see if I got it. Hold on one second, I'm about to check. Something wrong with you. Well, this person said something about me in the chat. Just block them and move on with your life. And I had to learn, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn some stuff on this internet stuff. I had to learn. I'm like, just internet stuff, like, whoa, I haven't even met these people. Now, you can even meet some people and follow. I met some people, and baby, I met drunks in real life. In real life, drunks. There was one person that I met, they drove to come see me. And we was at, okay, I think you purchased it. Did it go through, Anna? I think you purchased it because they says no items on the list. So I think you purchased it. I think you did. I think you purchased it. I believe you purchased it because it say no items on the list. So if you click on there's no item on the list, I think you purchased it because it was only one item on the list. So, and we was going out and they was drinking. I said, oh, this person's trying to turn me into a drunk. Because, you know, I was wondering, I'm like, why are you single? I'm like, why are you single? And then when I was around them, they like to drink a whole lot. We was at the club. It was me, this person that was viewing the show. We was at the club. And before we went to the club, he was drinking. I mean, drinks was just pouring. I was like, no, I don't want to drink like that. Because I'm like, this is too much. Like, why y'all drinking like this? I mean, straight, just a lot of liquor. So I said, I don't think you should drive. I don't think you should get in a car and drive to the club. Let's take an Uber because my subscribers gave money for us to take an Uber. They said they don't want us to drive, so take Uber. Nah. Shut up, why do you know what you're talking about? We gonna drive. I'm gonna drive. So we had one club. More drinks they getting. I didn't drink nothing. We went to another club. The dude was so happy. He was buying people drinks. That was where buying people drinks, and his friend buying people drink. Tell me why his fat friend throwing up, falling up, threw up everywhere. He out there with the firemen and ambulance. They call it paramedic. They was like, "Can you go out there?" I said, "Listen, I don't know this man. I just met this man today, and I don't know him like that. Only my concern is my viewer that's associated with the Wiley Show. I only worried about him. He was drunk, so I had to get him in the car, drive us back to his hotel. Listen." This is going to be sure. Driving back to hotel. He argued with me. I said, please calm down. Have to literally almost carry him back to his room. I said, now this ain't going to work. He was cute. He was attractive. And he was a good guy when he's sober. I said, this is just not going to work because he was trying to force me to be a drunk like him. And I said, this is why you're single. Because don't nobody want to be around a drunk unless you're drunk. So we in the bed. I went to sleep. He went to sleep. Then we got up the next day and we went to Sweet Georgia Brown. We literally went to Sweet Georgia Brown. And he was sober. It was good. And I knew he had a problem with the alcohol when he had some type of medicine, a remedy of medicine to help him with the hangover. I said, Lord. And then we had to pull back. Then, you know, this particular person, it was a meet and greet. It was me and a content creator, Couture Bay and I brought her on and I said, let's do a meet and greet. So we in Vegas. I'm looking for him. He drinking. He bring his friend. I mean, he drunk. Slapped Couture Bay on her butt. He was mad at me. Drink, Wiley, drink. You better drink. I'm like, I don't want to drink because number one, your mouth is ruthless. He was calling people B words. He was just doing ultimate most. We went to some ghetto straight club, because we're going to get into this Larry Reid stuff. Some ghetto straight club, and he just doing all of that. Now, mind you, it was a straight club. Mind you, this dude that I'm with, feminine, trying to dance on people. I said, dude, calm down. This is a straight club. You can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep that under wrap. We're not in no gay club. Just like a whole mess. It was a whole disaster for that. And I said, this is just a mess. And then I remember one time we were hanging out. We went out for his birthday. So I had to go to work on Sunday. I had to go to work on this. We went out on Saturday. I had to go to work on Sunday. So I was like, let me just go out. So he bought these drinks and then vanilla shots, and I'm just drinking. I said, what is vanilla shot? Next thing you know, I'm turned up. So I asked one of my moms, I said, listen, I'm ready to go. She got me to the car. I don't even remember getting to the car. I remember when we pulled up to my building to get back to my apartment. So I threw the keys somewhere. I said, I'm going to bed. Fell on the floor. I was literally drunk. Got up. My knees were sore. Went to sleep. I was late to work on my first day. And I just told them, I said, oh my God, so we'll schedule another day. And then they allowed me to work. And it was just a mess. And I said, this is not going to work because he's trying to turn me into a drunk. And I don't want to be a drunk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that at all. I don't want that. So, yeah. Okay. Let's get into this Larry Reid stuff. So, Larry Reid was on that Thais report. Listen to me, you guys. Larry Reid was on that Thais report responding to St. James' interview with Bishop Bernard Jordan. Larry Reid and Bishop Bernard Jordan, let me give you the history. Bishop Bernard Jordan is a prophet. He called himself the master prophet. He was the mentor to Larry, and Larry was the mentee. On last year, Larry stopped allowing Bishop Bernard to be the mentor. He left the mentorship. He said because he was getting cozy up to the Trump administration, going to the White House and all of that, he pulled back from the relationship. Larry was on Thais report, and they're having a conversation. Larry said this about his mentor. He said, master manipulator prophet. He took Bishop Bernard Jordan, he was saying. Larry also said that Bishop Bernard Jordan is a bottom and that he sleep with men and that he's cheating on his wife. And he said he continued to do videos and respond to me. I'm going to play the receipts. I'm going to play it all. So I'm hearing it. So the Thais report put the video on members only, but because I still had the video open on my laptop, I was able to continue to watch the video. So I watched Larry's entire interview. So we on Stationhead, and I'm telling about the story. I had to stop listening to Bishop Bernard Jordan on the St. James show. So I go on over there to the Mad Church Disease show. So Bishop Bernard Jordan was over there. So he was saying that, well, it's hurtful with Larry bringing on my wife, and that Larry made $35 million and that he gave Bishop Bernard Jordan $3 million. Now I said, now wait a minute. Larry Reid made $35 million. I'm in the wrong business. But let's be clear. They said, Wiley, how is he able to make that money? People give $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 per month. He have viewers that give $50,000 to $100,000 per month. In the prayer call, I was on a prayer call before I distanced myself from Larry. They was giving $5,000 to $10,000 on the prayer call. Now, I thought a prayer call is, in the name of Jesus, Lord, heal him in his body, heal him, hallelujah, like a prayer call. You're praying. But he was on a call saying, I need people to give $588 or $366. And guess what? They give it. So this is how the Larry Reid operation goes. The spiritual part of the money machine. So you call Larry, you send a donation of $100. A prophet will call you and give you a prophecy. If you give, let's just say 1,000 or more, Larry Reid personally will call you with a prophecy. They don't give prophecies to the poor folks that ain't got it. So if you give good money, you get a prophecy. So that's how Larry Reid is raising that money. So Larry Reid put out an allegation and said that Bishop Bernard Jordan is trying to steal his members, and that they are having them call them prophet call, like random calls and stuff, and to call it for. I remember I was on Manasseh thing, and I'm getting a call from the Manasseh people, and I'm like, hold up, let me unsubscribe because I ain't got no money to give you. Now, if you want to give me something else from my backside, okay, I'm joking. So on Bishop Bernard Jordan live on his church website, and I need y'all to like and share this live. If you put your birthday, they will give you a prophecy. If you just type in your birthday, where in the scripture, where in the holy book do it say put your birthday and get a prophecy? Where's that in the book? Where's that in the scripture? When you tap Jesus on the shoulder and you get in the birth, well, Jesus, I was born November 11, 1990. Give me a prophecy. Oh, what is that? That ain't of God. And Larry Reid don't preach against sin. He don't. He don't preach against homosexuality. He don't preach against lying. He don't preach against sinning. He don't preach against that. If he really preached the word and what God is against, do you really think people will be giving him millions upon millions of dollars? No. He preached what the people want to hear, catering to the flesh because he's in the flesh. Larry Reid even put out there, and I'm coming down as raw, he put out there that he had sexual encounters with men. In the scriptures speak against it. But Larry tell the people, and this is dangerous who you follow, don't worry about that. Don't mean that. It's the wrong interpretation. It's the wrong interpretation. Don't believe it. He telling y'all don't believe it. Larry is telling the people, I need y'all now. He didn't got all the money from Americans. Now he over there in Dubai. Now he over there in Africa. Trying to scam, or in his words, prophesize to Africans that give him money, he claims, so he can build a hospital and a school. That ain't gonna cost that much money. Like, you can make a little shack, little school, little shack, and they give him something like, you make it, and you got all this property. So he said, I believe, Deborah, you was in the chat, I believe he said $30 million or $40 million that Larry made. That's what Bishop Bernard Jordan said. I said, good God Almighty, $30 to $40 million. Now, when Bishop Bernard Jordan was on there with Daryl, and this Mac Church Disease, I'm gonna say this to you, but I'm just speaking, giving some advice, free advice. You got Bishop Bernard Jordan on the show. That is your time to ask him the tough questions. Don't tell the people, well, I need to talk to you behind the scenes. We don't want to feel like you getting attacked. No, the people need him to answer the questions because he was with Larry when Larry had these allegations, and he spoke against the people that put the allegations on Larry. So ask Bishop Bernard Jordan these tough questions. And I've always said, if you supposed to be a master prophet, meaning you supposed to see things of the future, what's going to happen, how you can't discern that this man was going to flip on you and call you a master manipulator, and also he putting on Bishop Bernard Jordan that the man is gay. But you're supposed to be a master prophet. How you not know? And when the allegations coming out, Bishop Bernard Jordan was laughing. So the host, I wish they would ask more questions. I know Daryl can't ask it because he was sued and he had an order that he's not allowed to talk about these allegations, or Larry himself. You got to be very, very careful there. But man, churches, he said, "Oh, I've been on here 3 hours. I don't want to go. I want to go." I said, "You got the highest views ever. Ask the tough questions." If I get Bishop Bernard Jordan to hit the link, let me just drop the link just because. Let me just drop it. Okay. If Bishop come on this show, do you think I'm going to say, "Well, before I ask you these questions, I'm going to talk to you behind the scenes"? No, that's the problem. Y'all talk behind the scenes too much. The public need to know because the public was notified of these allegations. I would have asked Bishop Bernard Jordan, do you think Larry Reid is a predator? I would have asked Bishop Bernard Jordan, do you think Larry Reid is a molester? Do you think Larry Reid took them teenagers and molested them? Do you believe them allegations? And I would have pressed them on it. I would have pressed them on. How do you feel that Larry Reid was in a homosexual relationship and they had the pink lotion and use it for lubrication on what Vincent said it was very, very nasty sex? What is your response? Because you was mentoring him when that happened. So I would ask these questions. I'm not going to say, "Well, we don't want you to feel attacked." No, as a host, you ask the tough question. The people want the mess. The people want the mess. They need that questions. What is your thoughts on Levante allegations when he went on Tasha K's show? You messy, and Bishop don't say, "Well, I ain't messy." You are messy. You on all these messy blogger shows, and you supposed to be a master prophet. Even when Jesus hung with the sinners and stuff, he told them to repent. You hitting links, couldn't even hit the link right. The sound wasn't going right because you ain't gonna get up there and tell the truth. Answer these questions. Don't never allow a guest to come on the show and you let that guest leave. You got 1,700 people listening. Ask the questions, what the people want to know. Like, did Larry Reid do this? Yes or no? In that conversation, it did sound like Bishop Bernard Jordan was on the conversation. Well, what do we need to do to satisfy this? What do you want to happen? That's almost like it's the mob. It's a situation like you want to, is it a dollar amount? No. And my thing is this. A lot of things that with Larry Reid and this is going to get very messy. Because Larry Reid said he got phone conversations leaked. He going to leak some phone conversations. He's going to do all this stuff. But he was putting out that Bishop Bernard Jordan is gay. I would have asked Bishop Bernard Jordan, "Are you a gay man?" Hello. Don't. This is going to mess you up. I'm going to have to ask him. Did you ever was in a relationship sexually with a man? And what was the position? Did you use condoms? Did you boo-boo on somebody? I'm going to ask the real questions. Because when you ask about that, you got to ask what's a dookie involved. Especially if you're about him and the way that Bishop Bernard Jordan like to eat crab legs, fish, and salmon, croquettes, and all that. I want to know, did some doo-doo come out of that? You got to ask the real questions. That's what the people want to know. So if you're not going to ask the questions, because this is what when I was watching Mad Church Disease, I was watching, you literally had to guess that people want to know the question. You get him off, then you bring the viewers on to talk. No, ask that man as many questions as possible because you might not ever be able to get him on the show ever again. He might not never come on that show ever again. So you make sure you ask him every single question. And first of all, I don't know what these new called prophets hopping on these messy lives. First of all, Bishop Bernard on a live with a man smoking a cigar that cuss, they doing all this cussing off the live, and that's who you watch. That's why. And Larry was throwing shade saying he ain't raised that much money. All he want to do is raise money and get money. Larry, you do the same thing. You say give $10.10, $66.66. You do that. You say that. And I want to answer this and say this. A lot of churches are shutting down is because a lot of these pastors are not good business people. They don't. They bite off more than they can chew. And some of these pastors weren't even called into ministry. So if you weren't called into ministry, you will fail. Because if God called you to be a pastor of a church and he called you, he gonna make a way that you be a successful pastor. Because God give you pastors out of his own heart. So if he call you into the ministry, he gonna lead you and guide you and to make sure you succeed. You gonna succeed because what? God called you to do it. God don't call you to do ministry to fail. So a lot of these churches are failing because number one, they stop listening to God. They stop preaching the word of God. They want to preach being just a good public speaker and not preaching, giving you the real raw gospel. And they look at these mega churches and they try to expand too quickly. Once again, not following the spirit, you following Bishop Jakes. You following all these other preachers. Now, the situation with Bishop Bernard Jordan, so apparently, Pastor Stevenson, give me a second. They kicked him out the church. He got evicted. He got evicted. So Bishop Bernard Jordan was renting his church building because he moved virtual. And Pastor Stevenson, correct if I'm wrong, people, he was the tenant of the church. He wanted his church to be there, and he was supposed to pay, I believe, almost up to $500,000 he owed. My thing is, why would you even want to put a church in the New York market? Did God tell you to do that? You probably just following your own. So of course and then you got to pay wherever you go. You're going to have to pay. I don't care how saved and sanctified you are. You're going to have to pay where you live. And if or pay where your church is the same thing. If you don't pay, they will kick you out. I just want to put it on the show. The crazy thing is said, don't cost, I think, breathe the image of yourself before, breathe the image of yourself before me, and they'll put it in your face on the logo of their church. They said they praise the pastor and give him money. They don't tie it to the church. You got to tie it to the church. And then when you give, you got to make sure that you're making a good budget. Your overhead can't be that expensive. Times is changes. The economy, people losing their job, people getting laid off. We had a government shutdown and all of that. But it looked like Pastor Stevenson didn't keep up with his business. You got to be good business minded. You got to be good business minded. And I'm just being 100% honest. If you're not good, a business minded person, your church will shut down. It will not. You will not be successful. You got to be a good business minded person. That's why it's good to fast and pray and ask God to lead you. But if he called you, he will lead you. But if he didn't call you, you're going on your own accord. That's a major factor of why you fail. A major with why you fail. But these people, they online. Because now on the online situation, you have people like Larry, and these people are giving. It's no shade. They are giving big money. But Larry had allegations that he used, allegedly, the church funds for his dates. Allegedly. Because there was one guy that went on Tasha's show, said that Larry gave him, he contracted HPV from Larry. This is what this guy said. And the guy said he gave the HPV to his girlfriend. And Larry got mad at the guy. They fell out, and Larry kicked him out of the apartment that he was staying in that the church was paying for, that Larry Reid Ministries was paying for. But these people give because, number one, they're of Larry with the mask. Yeah, he got a little spiritual stuff in there, but most of his spirituality stuff, and no shade to Larry, it's all dealing with astrology. When is your birthday? You're a Scorpio. Ha ba 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 shada da ba shada da ba ha. Ha ba ba shada da. You gonna be blessed. In the next 30 days, I see ha ba ba shada da da a business. I see a business with people walking. I see a McDonald's. I see a Burger King. Ha shada da ba shada da ba. Thus said the Lord. How y'all get all this? Did God tell you that? Or you just uttered that because my birthday and you typed that into Chat GPT? In the spirit, I see it right now. You was born on 11. Now, 11 is the angels, and there are about 12 angels going to go around you. You're going to get an angel cake business, German chocolate cake business. Going to be worth millions and millions in the next 30 days. Then if you get $10, you might just get, thus said the Lord, you beautiful, and hang up. Because every prophecy is not good news. Some prophecies you would get, it would be bad news. Every prophecy is not good news. Not every prophecy. not every prophet is delivering good news. You got to be careful with a prophet. All is good news. Not every prophecy is good news. Because some folks, you got to have a prophecy that you talk too much. You need to stop. If you don't stop talking against that preacher in 3 days, something gonna happen to you. You better repent. So, and it's a lot of false prophets. A lot of them. And it's sad because people give into these false prophets and they so broke. And who they give it to living rich. Houses. Larry in Dubai. South, you know how much money you got to be in South Africa, Dubai, property here, property there. That's money. But it's, you know what I'm saying? That's money. He said $30 million. That's what he said. 30 million. That man, when Larry said, when Bishop Bernard Jordan said he made $30 million, and they said $30 million, and they said, you got any proof of that? And Bishop Bernard said, yes, he made $30 million. I said, now, wait a minute. Wait. $30 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I don't care what nobody say. That is a lot of money. Hey, mouth open.
Hey, Wiley.
It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
How are you, love?
I'm doing wonderful. Ready for a new change, a new move. I'm just ready for a new. But thank you for being here. I'm doing good.
Can you hear me properly?
I can hear you probably, yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. I had to re-sign into this thing and all this stuff.
Sometimes I get like that.
I am very happy for you. Happy you're doing well. And I continue to pray for you. And by the grace of the Almighty, everything will work out for you. You just have to, you have to stay on track. Get your rest, take your medication, continue going to your therapist, all of it,
Absolutely. My therapist's like, oh, she done with the therapy because I wasn't talking that much. In the first 6 months, therapy really helped, and the medicine is really helping as well. It's been really, really good. And when she said you may not never have another crisis because for you to not have stable housing and you were homeless on the street and you handle it with no crash out, with no crisis or no breakdown, you may not never have another one because you're doing the work that you're supposed to do, like taking the medicine every day and going out. So she may not never have it. And she told me because we weren't talking that much in these past couple of sessions, because I really didn't have that much to talk about. I talked about all the family stuff. I talked as much stuff I can talk about. I talked about it with her. And so I didn't really need it anymore. So we both made an agreement to cancel the therapy, but we still see our psych doctor. We still take our medication with it as well. And I just told somebody today I was on the phone with because, they're going through their situation. I told him, I said, "There's nothing wrong going to get the medicine. If you know you are getting depressed, and you know the holidays is coming up because depression going to increase because your loved ones are no longer here. It is best for you to go get the help because you see that you're going down this road. And thank God that we have mental health services that you can get and take advantage of this stuff now because a lot of places, especially if you live in major city, if you're not in a little small town, they have mental health services that you can get. You can even call you even go to your nearest hospital and tell them you need help, and they will even give you resources if you don't know where to go. So it's very important to do it, and it's very important to stay on the medicine because it saved me and it changed my life and it made me better because at one point in my life I said, "Hey, I don't want to take it." I was in
I
denial
know,
and
because you were feeling good and you think
feeling
that
good.
you don't need it anymore.
Absolutely, because like now I feel good, and the old white will be like, "I don't need it no more. I'm delivered. I'm healed. I'm healed."
Hmm.
But no, you still have to take it because you feel good because the medicine is working. It's definitely working. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely working. And so when I move, I'm definitely gonna get back into the gym and stuff like that because I miss the gym.
I know, and and go for
I,
your little walks and your exercise,
I
which
miss
is
the
really
walk. I miss the
important
gym.
too.
It's very important. Like I miss that vibe, like going to the gym, stuff like. And I'm gonna get all that stuff back. And I appreciate y'all, the people in the chat, the audience, and you've been following me for years on this journey. And I said it's gonna be great. Can you imagine? And God even rebuild some relationships that was tarnished or broken, rebuild that with family. Like I talk to my mom like every day. And we working on our relationship. So God is good. And so it took me to go through that disaster, go through that storm to tell my testimony because again, it's somebody right now that are going through mentally. And especially
Yeah,
around the holidays.
I think you should continue with the therapy though, like once a
Yeah,
week. It's
like when I
always
moved to
good
the
to have
place,
a therapist.
so when I moved to the new place, I'm gonna go get another therapist. Like, when I move to the new location, and if I'm in a new state, I'm definitely gonna continue with the therapy, and stuff like that. And then my therapy sessions, and maybe it probably will be different if you're in the same room with the person versus
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
are on the phone because it was literally a video chat. I'm mostly like in person
yeah.
situation.
And same thing. I think, I don't know, I rather in person than over the phone.
I
Over
love
the phone, it
it.
feels like it doesn't feel the same as being in person.
No, it's
But
not the same. Even when you watch
yeah,
church service, it's not the same when you watch it online versus you actually being in the church. It's a different vibe. It's a different atmosphere when it's in person. And so yeah, I'm definitely so when I move to my new location, if I'm in a new state, definitely want to continue it, and I want it in person because the on phone thing was okay for a moment, but I'm like I really want it in person. I really want to be on the couch and lay it out and just talking about my day and all that type of good stuff for her. But she had really helped me through it. And mainly she was listening to me. I really needed somebody to listen to me when I'm going through. So we talked about a lot of stories, even a lot of stuff that I've already shared on YouTube, but having her to give different steps, like one of my because I had two
to
different
give you a
therapists.
professional opinion,
Yeah, get her
it's always
professional
good.
opinion. So it was like good. She was telling me how to rebuild relationship with family, how you take baby steps and what to look forward to, when you see different things, your attitude, like the triggers to look forward to, what do you need to do when you see it and how you able to what do you need to do to work through it. So it was really good. But yeah, it's like we in 2025 last year was terrible for me. I was going through it, and a year later, I've changed. I've took my mental health very serious and prioritize it. And of course, you're on YouTube. People use it for content. They use it for clicks and views. I get
And
it. Who cares?
it is
But
what it is. You don't even need
the
to worry
people,
about that. The
I'm
most
not worried
important
about.
thing is
I'll go ahead.
doing the best thing for yourself. And
Absolutely.
I'm really, really rooting for you and hoping that you really continue to take this seriously, continue to take your medication, get back
Man,
to seeing a therapist. Once
yeah,
you move, get back to your exercising. Because I don't know if I could go through another one of these with you, Wiley. This one was
yep.
rough. This
The,
last time was the roughest.
that for me it was the roughest, and I know this. And then when I was in jail for 57 days, I had time to write, pray, and reflect. And it hit
Yeah.
me. They said there's nothing wrong with taking medication. That does not make you weak. And even the people that I look up to, Jennifer Lewis, very wealthy,
Yes,
she's bipolar.
there's a lot of people that struggle with mental health and
Absolutely.
are on medication, especially when you find the right dosage that really
A
works for
and
you.
finally, I found the right dose because when I first got on it, it was a different dose. It was different medications, and this one I'm on now, great dose, and it really helped me out a lot. Absolutely, absolutely.
That's
Like I, because
really
they
good.
always have my psych doctor asked, "What was that Friday?" He said, "Are you eating good?" I was like, "Yes, I eat three." Actually, I eat too much actually, but because one of the side effects with the medicine is weight gain, so you have to like exercise and all that. So when I move
Yeah.
to my different location, I'm gonna definitely work hard and stuff like that. And also too, I've been posting more on YouTube because I took a break from YouTube. I wasn't posting like that
Yeah,
because
you needed a
I
break
was
from everything so that you can get yourself
fat,
together. I mean,
fat.
I was so triggered. It reminded me of my brother a lot. I tell you about that already. And so there was days
Absolutely.
that I cried, but I continued to pray for you. But I had to let go for a little bit because it was too much.
Yeah, and I thank God that you back because my supporters are gonna be here, and it's an amazing, it's just amazing journey because people need to hear that. People need to see it because there are family members that are going through, and you don't know what the name is. Some of y'all naming it, oh, he's on drugs, he's on drugs, he's on drugs. But in some case, it could be mental illness. Now, you also dealing with people that addicted to drugs and they have a mental illness, and that's a disaster right there. But the best thing you can do, and it's so sad, and I've learned this, if you do not prioritize your mental health, you will end up broke, homeless on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Talk. That will eventually will happen. So I was able to witness and see it, what the result will be, the consequence will be if you do not continue to take your mental health serious. Because I'm looking at so many people on the street talking to themselves, running the street, sleeping on the ground, all type of weird stuff. And I've always kind of said, see, this is the reason why I'm going through this. So to know to say, hey, continue to stay on this path of the mental health. And I see all of that. And you talk about people doing drugs. I've seen it all. People doing crack, people doing heroin, people doing all types. Because when you're home, they do all types of stuff. I was in a line for Catholic Charity, and it was about 4 different people doing crack
Wow.
in the line for Catholic Charity. So I've seen it all. So now when people talk about why is a lot of people homeless, some people homeless, it's different groups. It all depends on who you see. I've seen women that were homeless and they they get in a relationship with a dude that's homeless. They having sex, getting more kids and home. I don't understand that, but that's what they do. You got some dudes that will work, but they don't want to pay rent, so they'll stay at Catholic church because it's $0, 0 cents. So I've seen so many different things, being that. And I've also witnessed, it was a guy, I was locked up in a psych ward in a jail, in a Clark County jail. And it was a black guy next door to me in the cell. And I saw that same guy when I got out on the street, falling on the ground. And I said, I see why he keep going back to jail, because he go in them stores, steal, and you go to jail. And he don't know that until you resolve and get help mentally and take your medicine, stay on it, your life gonna be the street, jail, prison, and eventually death. And that's gonna be your life. And I don't want that to be my life because I've
No,
seen
I do
people,
not want that to be you.
because I see it like, and I think I'm like,
When you
wow,
when
like
you
I
were
was
out
like,
there on the street and getting aggressive and all that stuff, I was so afraid for you. I was so afraid.
I know you was, people were afraid, and I thank God saved my life. That wasn't done but God.
Yes.
Because even in that incident, people talk about that Walmart situation, but it's the part that y'all need to see in that video. When the police showed up, he was one of the most nicest officers ever. He didn't show up
I don't want to see no
aggressive.
part of that. You know why?
No,
Because
but what I'm saying
I
is,
just,
I want
I
people
don't
to.
know. Listen, because I just don't want to see you like that again.
No, I
I,
know, but I'm letting
I
people know.
want, I want you to just
Okay, go
continue
ahead.
to take it one day at a time and
Absolutely,
keep getting better. And I'm gonna continue to pray
absolutely.
for you and continue to love you. And I just want the
Thank you.
best for you.
Continue to
I
donate
don't
and
want
continue to donate.
I don't want to see you back there again.
No, no, and you
Again.
have been following me for years. How long you been following me? Mouth open.
I
How
don't
long?
know. Maybe like I don't know. It's maybe like okay. Hold on.
Because I know it was in the
Let
beef
me
sector
see.
too, right?
Yeah. So let me see if I could bring it all together. It's
Okay,
been it's been 4 years since my mom passed.
okay. Sorry
So
about that. Sorry.
it will be so it's probably about 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. It's been a
Probably
long
about
time.
that. Yeah. Probably about that. Because that's before. How long did you move from the beef sector to talking
Oh
about?
wow, that have to
Yeah,
be the pandemic 2020. I think 2020 around
right.
when
So
went from the beef.
it's from the beef sector, and then when you move over here, and you started doing really great, and then people in the beef sector was mad with you. They say, "Oh, why you
Yes,
think you better than everybody now?" And all of it. But people have to grow and evolve. You can't stay the same way all the time.
absolutely. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so
So
true.
I just want you to continue to take it one day at a time and continue to grow and do your best.
Thank you so very much for your support.
Always, why always. Let's talk a little bit about Nikki. This
Okay, I
is
want to hear about
this
this.
this is my assessment of Nikki, right? Just my assessment from looking on the outside and then just hearing like from people in the industry, like me hearing personally from people in the industry, like things that they say about her, oh, she's not nice, blah blah blah, whatever. I think what happened to Nikki is that Nikki was the only female rapper for the longest time. And she got caught up in that ego trip of being it's just her, and she didn't really invest in herself and invest in her business. Like Nikki, the time that Nikki had, Nikki should have been a billionaire right now. I always look at Rihanna. Nikki was out way before Rihanna. Nikki was the top girl. There was no one else. And she had the opportunity to do perfumes to get. Remember, Nikki used to make clothes. She used to have clothes. She used to have all that stuff, but nothing ever was successful. Everything kind of, oh, I have this, and it was there for a while, and then it fell off, and she had something else, and it just fell off. She never. She got so caught up with being the top person and everybody catering to her and everybody Nikki, that she never invested in herself. Nikki should be a billionaire right now. And then she she needed a man who was strong to stand firm with her, especially in that music industry, right? And she had Safari, but Safari wanted to be popular. Safari wanted to be out there also. And of all people, she decided to go get with this man and get married to him. And it's, a lot of people always talk about the SA stuff, but nobody talk about the manslaughter charges that he got and was in jail for, and all the kids that he have. Like, she needed a strong man, but not this man. She needed somebody who didn't want to be in the industry, but could stand up for her and be at her side like a solid man. But this wasn't the man. She just bring more problems into her life. You have all these debts, you have all these stuff, you start just associating yourself with all these people. And then just like Little Kim find that she wasn't getting the respect that she deserved and all of this, now here comes Nicki in the same situation. You want the new girls to respect you and bow down to you, but not when you online doing all this stuff.
That's true.
They, they're not going to respect her. They don't care. You know, like, I don't really listen to Nicki new music. I listen to, if I listen to Nicki Minaj, I listen to Nicki Minaj old music. It's more enjoyable. Like, she was really going hard, like really putting into it. Like, there's all these grown people and these little children who are babs and they hype her up, right? And it's not that she can't rap, but I don't find like the music has anything that really, feed my brain. I love music. I love music of all kinds, and I listen to all kind of music. But Nicki music, the new music doesn't really fulfill me. It's nothing for me to be excited about. I go back and I listen to her old music, which is really enjoyable. And
And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
I don't know what's gonna happen with Nicki, but I hope things work out for the best. And I really hope that this man doesn't turn on her. I really hope he doesn't turn on her. And then we find out that the things that they're talking about that he's doing, I really hope that he's really not doing these things. And I really hope, like, at some point, she needs people to be in her corner that really care about her, like, really love her. Because, I mean, as far as her family go, it's just her mom. And of course, her mom wants to be on her good side because she take care of her. Even her little sister, like her little sister, they don't. I don't think they even talk.
Mm.
The little one that was, out the other day, and she was doing interviews and stuff, and she was pissed that she was doing interviews.
Oh yeah, I don't think they close. No.
Yeah, they don't even talk. So she doesn't have like real true people in her corner. Because if she did, if she really had people in her corner, this whole thing with her and Cardi B and her starting to talk about the kids and all of that, I don't think it would ever get that far if she had people that really care about her and say, put that phone down.
That's true.
Because you can't be the queen and doing all this shit online. Nobody else does that. Look at like Queen Latifah, MC Light, Missy Elliott, Eve, like all of them. Nikki should be in that category. I'm talking about financially, I'm talking about business wise. And just, you put out an album whenever, if you feel to go on tour, you go on tour, but you don't really have to. I'm going to bring it back to the same thing. Nikki should be a billionaire right now. And she did not capitalize or use any of it when she needed to. And now you online fighting with Cardi. For what?
You think she's jealous of Cardi?
I don't think she's jealous of Cardi.
Or
I
jealous
just,
of her business savvy because it looked like Cardi made better decisions financially. It looked like do you think Cardi be in a better financial situation than Nicki?
yeah, because all of Cardi B things that she invested in actually was successful. Like, I could go around the corner to the bar and get whip shot on my drink and stuff. Like when
Mhm.
Cardi B whip shot first came out, it was just like you had to go to the site to get it and all that stuff. Now you actually go in bars and you could get whip shot in the bars. You could get it on your drink and stuff and the other things that she invested in. And I watch She did an interview with this guy. I forget his name on YouTube. It was like maybe an hour and something long. And I watched that interview and hear Cardi talk about her work ethic. And I mean, just look at her. Even though she's pregnant, always, even if she's pregnant, she on that stage throwing her ass. She working. She doing what she have to do. I don't think Nicki is jealous of Cardi. I think she wanted these girls to bow down to her, and they
Mm,
didn't. Some of them did, but they didn't get anything out of it because, like in that song where she said when she was talking about Little Kim and she said she shitted on them, you
mm.
know. I think that's what she wanted the new girls them to bow down to her and worship her. But you have to be nice. And I used to work with an artist. She never talk about Nicki because she's not in that genre. But I meet other artists and meet other people, and you hear people talking. When Nicki name mention, people start giving each other looks, and then people start talking about this and that and all these kind of things. She's not the nicest person to work with. She's not a nice person behind the scenes.
The-
And 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 and
that's what a lot of people were saying about her. That a lot of people saying this. She's very difficult to work with, and she even fell out with her hairstylist. So she unfollowed him.
really,
Yeah, Tay,
I
Erica
know,
Tay.
but yeah, I know, but they were so close. Did she really like fall out with him, or that's just like people saying that the blog?
She unfollowed him. Unfollowed him, and it was like a big thing because a lot of people was like, "Oh wow, why she unfollow?" But I was reporting in the short that he was in Paris with Ice Spice. So I
And
guess she said, "You over there with Ice Spice? That's my aunt."
oh,
And
she's
that he
not friends
follows
with Ice
also
Spice anymore.
No, they're not cool anymore. No,
Oh,
because she wanted Ice Spice to sign with her label, and Ice Spice said, "Listen, I'm not signing like that. I own my masters." And she was like, "I did it with Wayne. I did what I'm like. We this is a totally different situation. You did it with them. That was you, but I own my masters. I don't want to sign a deal with you." And she's
but
been mad ever since.
but look at it. When was the last time? Okay, I think the last time we saw Nikki in public doing something was the Met Gala. Not this. Was she at this year's Met Gala? No, was
No,
last year. I think.
probably like last year or the year before.
I don't think she was at this year's Met Gala. She was there
No
last year. So Tay have to work. What it does, what he's supposed to do. You can't
facts.
sit at home and not work. So it doesn't even make sense. Like I don't understand people who do that. Like, oh, well, you can't work with this person, you can't work with that person. How are you supposed to live? Nikki's not out there every day. We see her online with her hair done and she have a different hairstyle every 2 or 3 days. So what he's supposed to do? Not work? Just to
Mm.
be loyal? Is she paying him like, I don't know how much they charge for those kind of weaves and those hairstyles, probably because I don't have that kind of hair. And I don't
They
know.
charge a lot, even thousands
Right.
of dollars.
A lot of money. So is she paying him that money? She probably, but then again, she probably don't have that money to pay him.
Probably don't. And I would
Because
say the
what they were saying with her on the tour
same.
is that she owe her record label money also. That's why she had to go on tour so that she could pay them back the money that she's owing. And then she have other financial debts and stuff. So they said she didn't make she even though she tore and that's where you make money because of all the debts that she have, she didn't make the money that she should have been making. I don't get it. I hope
You would think that she
I
do a
hope
better
she
job. You
go
would think
ahead.
that she do a better job because Lil Kim was accused of not making good business decisions, and that's one of the criticisms for Kim that Nicki would do better.
Right? I really hope that she gets it together though. This can't be like this era and what's happening with Nikki can't be her legacy. It can't it shouldn't be part of her legacy. And
I agree.
I really hope that it doesn't end bad. I hope like somehow somebody could get to her, let her get her shit together get her finances together. I'm waiting to see what this album is going to be about come March. But she better bring something good and interesting and enjoyable. I hope this album is not going to be her talking about all the younger girls in the music industry and just all the bullshit. I hope she come with a good, because look at Cardi album. I bought the vinyl. This is the first vinyl that I have bought
I
in
know.
years when it comes to rap. Like the last, before that, I think the last thing that I bought, and it wasn't even a vinyl, was a CD, and it was, if I don't want to lie, but I think it was like Missy Elliott.
Oh, that was the last one. Wow.
I think
So what made you
The
buy?
last CD
What
that I
made you
bought.
was Missy Elliott? Wow. So what made you get Cardi? What made you go to the store? I mean, go online to purchase
I
the stuff
actually
from
bought
Cardi?
it. She was live on TikTok, and I wanted to buy the vinyl because I started collecting vinyls again because as a little girl, I had a lot of vinyls, but I didn't know the value and the worth of them. So I destroy them, like they get scratched on them. Then I turn them into frisbee. Yeah, Wiley. I had no clue what the value of vinyls were. I always loved music, let me tell you. But you know what I have that I'm keeping, and I'm going to keep them forever? I have some cassette tapes. Do you know what that
Really?
is? Yes, I have like 50 cassette tapes. But
Wow.
someone was telling me that I should transfer the music from the tapes to like the CD because the tapes might spoil, they might get stretched or spoil. But I have like 50 cassette tapes. I always love music, always from a child. But I didn't understand as a child, I didn't understand the worth and the value of vinyls. And so I destroyed the ones that I had, playing them over and over and they get scratched and all that stuff. So I started collecting vinyls again. And Cardion just, it looked nice. And I enjoyed I enjoyed this album. Like I never, and I'm not even going to front or lie, I've never listened to Invasion of Privacy, like the whole album. I've
It
never
was good.
did.
I love it.
I never listened to the whole thing. Bodak Yellow and some other songs and stuff, but I've never listened to the whole thing. But I actually enjoy this one. It's good. It take you like, the gritty stuff, the love stuff, life stuff. I enjoy it. So I'm like, I said, you know what? Let me support her. And I bought it's two. It's two vinyls. So I think it's like 10 songs on each of them. I haven't played it. I've just been listening on iTunes and YouTube. I just put it aside. But it's really nice and it have like she went old school with it. Like you open it and there's a big picture of her inside that you could put on your wall if you want or something. I'm not gonna do that. I'm putting no Cardi B on my wall. But
Well,
but it's still.
well, for me, I like Invasion of Privacy. I would say I'm going to listen to her album after the show and give it another listen.
Oh, so you
And I'm gonna
haven't
listen to the
listened to
entire.
it?
No, I listened to some of the tracks because I'm like, I didn't really have time to focus. I've been so busy trying to post on YouTube,
I
post
know,
on
I
YouTube, and then
know.
so now today I'm gonna listen to it because I want to listen to it like really good because I heard a song today that was on my Spotify just popped on of her new album. I'm like, oh, this is nice. So I'm gonna have to listen to it again. But Invasion of Privacy, I love the album, top to bottom, great album. Her
I
debut album
never
was
listened
great,
to
and it's
it,
so
but I'm really enjoying this Am I the Drama? I'm really enjoying it. And I have been listening to it more than I normally listen to Cardi B, honestly. Like I'm on the bus and I'm listening to it, and I'm on the train and I'm listening to it, and I'm walking in the street and I'm listening. I'm like, okay. It is a good album, really though.
yeah. So you say you have the cassette tapes, you have all of that, and your love of music. So I want to ask you, who do you think is better right now? If you have to put the queen of rap, are you into that conversation? Is it a queen of rap or no?
Right now,
Right now, if you have to pick for right now, who's the queen?
I wouldn't say there's any queen right now, honestly. You know,
Because
even
nobody did the Taylor Swift
I, I,
numbers, and I'm like, how in the world is she able to sell millions of records like that in the first week? Taylor Swift.
I'm sick of her. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I knows nothing about her. She's annoying. Sorry. If there's any Taylor Swift, if there's any Taylor Swift producers in the chat, sorry. I don't care for her. I don't listen to her music. I don't know any of her songs. Um, if you ask me a Taylor Swift song, like Cardi said, tell me 5 be a song, gun to my head. Okay, you know what
Mm.
happened. Because I cannot name I always and I was hanging with the little kids the other day and they tell me, no, that is not Taylor Swift, that is Justin Bieber. Baby, baby, baby. Oh,
Oh, man. Yeah.
I thought that was Taylor Swift. And they say, oh
No, that
no,
was
that
Justin
is
Bieber.
Justin Bieber. So I don't
Baby.
know any Taylor Swift songs. But
Wow.
I don't think there's any queen of rap right now. Honestly, when it comes to rap, because I did not grow up in America. So when I moved to America is when I got into rap. And yet still the people like the CDs that I have as far as rap go is Eve, Missy Elliott, Little Kim, Foxy Brown. Those are the CDs that I have because I still have all my CDs. I'm not getting rid of them, even though I don't have a CD player, but it's easy to get a CD player. But those are the CDs that I have, and Lauryn Hill. I forget Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, I
And those are the
love.
people who I really listen to. And if I want to hear like other people, I go on YouTube and I listen to other people. Like there's some not Missy, there's some Nicki Minaj songs I have on my iTunes list that I listen to. But as far as
So
like,
wait, when you go to iTunes, you actually purchase the music through iTunes. You don't do streaming.
no, I don't purchase it. I,
Oh,
I pay. Let me tell you honestly,
Apple
Wiley. And I said
Music.
that I have to call them up and find out. But I pay iTunes $10 every month, 9.99,
Oh, okay, Apple Music. Okay.
and then I pay an extra 2.99. I don't know what that is for, but I pay an extra 2.99.
Oh, you need to check that.
I honestly don't know what it's for. And so when you pay for iTunes, when you pay this 9.99 a month, that you get all the music and you can listen to whatever you want and
Oh
make a
yeah.
playlist, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's what I do. I look for the songs that I want and I make different playlists. And I have these different playlists. Like, I have my vibe playlist. I have my making love playlist. I have my
Wait a minute.
don't
What
piss
is in
me
your
off.
making love playlist?
Yes.
Ooh.
And guess what's the first song on there?
Who?
It's
Destiny in my bedroom?
no Kaya, my neck and my
Oh.
back.
Oh my gosh. You is freaky.
Kaya, Kaya must be in there. That's the first song on my playlist.
So when you get it in, that's the first song that's gonna play.
That's
Okay.
if I put it on shuffle, it's the second song that plays. And he likes that song. He don't know nothing about Kaya because he's not American, but he loves that song. And he actually asks sometimes like, play that Kaya song. And I die with laugh. I'm like, what you know about Kaya?
Wow. So that's
No,
how I see you. While you've been getting your freak on.
I gotta live. I gotta live. But there's so much going on. Like, you know, I'm living and I'm trying to enjoy life the best I can, because tomorrow is not promised to us. Like for the last 2 months, I've been going through it because my best friend, she's more like my big sister. We've been friends for 30 years, Wiley. 30
Wow.
years. And 2 months ago, This week will make it 2 months and a week. She's been in the hospital.
Wow, I'm praying for
Yeah,
her.
she had a
Sorry.
se- she had a seizure and a stroke at home.
Mm.
Thank God her son was here, just visiting. He was just on vacation, and she fell down in the bathroom, and she was in the ICU for a month on life support, Wiley. Like,
Wow.
when I walk into the hospital room, I couldn't help myself. I just started crying. It's a tube in her mouth, a tube in her nose, it tubes everywhere while she hooked up to all kind of monitors. But let me tell you something, and that's why prayer is so important. I have a little thing I just say because I don't really say God, God, God. I just say Jah. And Jah is mighty. That's what I say. Jah is mighty. And when I tell you Jah is mighty, he is mighty. And when I tell you prayer works, Wiley. Do you know that she's now talking?
Amen.
She
See,
she
prayer
can't
work.
she can't like, because she only start talking last week and she can't talk for long. So they she had a trach. They take out the tube in her mouth,
Oh, okay.
right? And
Uh,
they put a trach in,
mhm.
and now they put a new trach in, and so she could talk for a little while. They put the cap on, and she could talk for a little while, but not too much because she would start coughing a lot. And the left side that the doctors said there were no activity.
Mm.
She can't move her toes, but she could move her left foot, Wiley, and she can't raise the left arm all the way up, and she can't move the fingers, but she could move it. And a few weeks ago, they told us there were no activity in her left
See,
side at all.
mm. And look at God.
And she can't eat solid foods yet, but she could have like puree stuff. So, we
Mm.
make her smoothies and like squash soup and like mash a sweet potato, soft puree stuff she can have now. But it's 2 months, and this week will make it 2 months and a week that she's been in the hospital. So my weekends is just going to see her in the hospital, taking care of her, go cut her toenails, cut her fingernails, lotion her foot, lotion her hand, make sure she has like chapstick on her lips so they don't get dry. Cause they were really, she was black and blue from all the injections and all the stuff. It was a lot. It was a lot. And it's still a lot because and for me, since my mom passed, I struggle with depression. And then I don't like hospitals. So I go through a whole anxiety going to the hospital. And it was so hard going to that ICU because she was in there for a month. And when you walk onto that ward, and her room was the last room at the end of this long hallway. And while when I'm walking to that hospital, I get off the train and I'm walking to the hospital, and my foot, it would start from the sole of my foot, they would just start hurting. And my leg, and it would go all the way up to my legs, they just hurting. My foot would get so heavy. And I just have to keep praying, and I would listen to music. That's what make me listen to Cardi B album even more, because I listen to stuff to distract me while I'm on the train, and when I get off the train and I'm walking to the hospital, I'm just listening to stuff to distract me because I go through such anxiety. And when I leave there, you know, you're worrying because you don't know if she'll be okay. You don't know what's gonna happen the next day, you know? So it was a lot. It was a lot. And it's pretty scary to see a strong, healthy woman turn into like a vegetable,
Yes, it's
you know?
very.
Because she can't walk, she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she couldn't eat, she couldn't breathe, nothing, nothing at all. Just machines, and she just lying there while I used to just go in there every day and just put my hands on her head and cry and pray, pray, pray. I pray and I pray and I pray and I pray. And I'm a spiritual person. So I come home and I light a white candle and I talk to my mom because I have a little altar for my mom and my brother and my sister who
Mhm.
passed. And I would talk to my mom and I ask her, I say, please take my prayer to the Almighty, please, because only my mom will understand like the relationship that her and I have. Like after my in this country, after my mom, it's her. Like we are really close friends to the point that at one point when we started being friends and we became so close, my mom thought maybe like something was going on between us. She said, "Hold on, are you and yeah?" She's like, "Are you and Camille in something?" I'm like, "Mother, please, that is gross. I never even thought about that." Be- but we were just like really, we are just really, really close. We never had a falling out, like no argument, no drama, none of it. We've just been
That's
really good
good.
friends for 30 years. And you know what she said to me when I walked in the room on Friday? Because Friday is the first time I saw her since she started talking. And I go and she's Jamaican. So and I go and I say, "Wagwan, baby love." And she just smiled, a big smile on her face. And she said, "Me just there." And I sit down and she said, "I saw your mom."
Mm. Wow.
She said to me, "I saw your mom." And I just had to, I didn't want to alarm her. So I just sat there and I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Well, I did pray and I told her to pray for you and to take my prayers to the Almighty. But I
Man.
didn't want to ask her anymore because I knew I was going to break down crying. But I came home and I cried and I prayed and I burned some sage and some Palo Santos and some incense. And I was in here just playing some spiritual music and just dancing. And my cry was just happy tears because I know my mom heard me and she took my prayers to the Almighty because slowly but surely she's improving. And the first set of weeks when I was going to the hospital, I was just like, I don't know if she'll be okay. Like it was just worrying every day. Every day is a worry, and every day I go and I'm just hoping for the best. And she's just in this bed laying with all these tubes everywhere and these machines beeping, and it was a lot, a lot, a lot. But she is doing so good. So, so good. This week is the best week ever.
It's good that she's doing better. The prayers is the answer, and I definitely will continue to pray for her. Um, and I'm glad to see you back on here because it's been a long time since you had hit the link mouth open. Years.
I know, I know. I don't like being on this thing too much.
No, you don't.
I don't want to be known and popular on YouTube because when that start happening, people start digging into your life, and I have too much shit going on in my personal life. Like my best friend, I have to take care of her. Like I went on Sunday and I had to shave her. She insists that she wants to be shaved. So I gotta go and hear me, okay, and I make it fun for the first time since we've been friends in 30 years. I actually see there. Cause like we don't I mean, as close as we are, we don't I don't know if it's a Carib. Well, it's not really a Caribbean thing because my aunt, she don't care. She would change her clothes wherever in front of me or whoever. But but it's the first time like I'm seeing places that I'm not supposed to see on her. Yeah, I had to. Okay, I'm like, okay, well, let me do this, and I pull the curtain. I put my glasses on, put on hear me, let me get some gloves. I try to make it as fun as possible. And I go get the gloves and I put them on and I took my a shaving machine and I said, "Don't worry, it's clean. I cleaned it last night." And I went to work and clean up everything, pull back the lips and everywhere and shave. And then put, alcohol on it and everything. But that's my friend, and I have to do whatever I have to.
That's so true.
you know,
Absolutely.
I have to help her. If that's what she wants, she insists. She says she's gonna ask the nurse. I say, "You sure?" She's like, "Well, I need it." I say, "You going somewhere?" I just tease her, so I call it her sugar patch. I said, you going somewhere? Somebody gonna see a sugar patch that you needed to be shaved? I said, okay, fine. I bring the machine tomorrow. And I brought my machine and did what I have to do. That's what I have to do. Like the nurses and like you know how I look, but I always dressed up and stuff. So all the nurses and the nurses assistant and stuff, they looking like, who is this lady? Because when I get in there, I'm all dressed up, and when I get in there, I take off all my rings and I put on my gloves and I'm cleaning her nails. I'm taking care of her hair. I'm taking care of her legs, her foot, whatever I have to do, I'm doing it. She said that's what she wanted. I'm like, okay, fine. I close the curtains. I say, open your leg. And I get down to business. I'm going to do what I have to. You know, I am just happy that she's okay. So if that's what she need, then I'm going to do whatever she need.
And that's wow.
But yeah,
And
so
it's
that's
good
why I
to
stay away
have
from
you on.
YouTube. But I mean, I sometimes I'm listening to you, but I stay in the sky
Yeah,
because
you said
I may not be in the mood to be in the chat.
okay.
But
Mhm.
I don't want to be popular on here because you know people could be nasty and then they start arguments and drama and they want to dox you and all of that. I mean, I don't have anything to dox, but I don't want to have to take time to argue back and forth with people and go through a kind of drama
That's
when
true.
hello, my all my kids are in high school now. Like my nieces
Oh wow, they was elementary. They in high school now.
My nieces, they just passed their exams, and September they started high school.
Wow, congratulations! I remember they was
Thank
just
you. Right? Wiley,
younger.
time has flies so fast. My kids are in high school. You think I have time to worry about people online when I have to worry about them looking at boys now? I am more nervous about that. I'm like,
Wow.
you know, they're in high school now, and one is 13 and one is 12, and the 13-year-old have D cup breasts already. Hello. Yes, Wiley. So I
Them
am
island girls
so
be a
I am
problem.
worried about boys watching them. That's the thing I have to worry about. You think I have time to worry about people on freaking social media and all the BS? Happy people. They're happy. I have to. Those are the things that I'm worried about. But they're doing really good. Everybody is good. They're patiently waiting for Christmas for me to come home, which I think I'm not going home for Christmas. But they don't believe me when I say I'm not coming home for
So you
Christmas.
not come home for Christmas?
I may not. I don't know. The ticket is $1,400. It's absolutely
And the
ridiculous.
tickets is so high. It's so high.
Everywhere because I'm like, okay, well, if I don't go home, maybe I could go to Mexico. And the ticket is $1,000 for Mexico, round trip. And I said, okay, well, maybe I should try Puerto Rico. And the ticket is $1,200 round trip to Puerto Rico. The last time I went to
So wait,
Mexico,
so it's,
I paid $425.
everything is up. So wait a minute. So it's 1,400 a round trip or 1,400 each way?
No, $1,400 for a round trip ticket right
Wow.
now. Normally, I buy my ticket the week after Labor Day. And I haven't bought my ticket yet because I am not paying $1,400. And I have to go back in June because my son slash nephew is graduating in June from high school, Wiley.
Wow.
He is 6'2" at the age of 16.
So is he planning on going to college in America or
Oh, after I don't know what he's gonna do if he's gonna go back to because when you graduate, depends on like how much subjects he get. He could go back and do advance, and then from there he could come here to go to college, or but he hasn't figured out what he wants to do yet.
really?
Yeah, he hasn't figured. I don't know when he's gonna figure it out. So that's my problem. Him and I are beefing, but he did, even though he doesn't know what he wants to do, the subjects that he's doing is really good subjects, and he could do a few different jobs with that, with the education. So at least he picked good subjects. So we see where it goes. But yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I definitely want to go there and visit. I've been,
Yeah,
I
I
say,
don't know when you're gonna get when you get your shit together and you get your passport. We definitely gonna go Trinidad and have a. By the time you do all of that, I might done build my house.
okay, yes,
I will be done with my house by the time you do all that shit, and maybe done with the guest house too, so you'll have a place to stay.
yes. You know what I mean? I might relocate to Trinidad. No shade. I'm
I
just
mean
tired of
that. I mean that's the goal, you know. Once my kids are done with high school, I that's the goal. I am done with America.
America, America. So I get
Yeah, I'm
eventually.
gonna move back to Trinidad and go live my best life, and maybe I don't know, live in Africa for a little because I know so much people there, and
What
um
part of Africa? Like Nigeria, South
I'm
Africa,
not
or
well, I don't know. Like Nigeria is nice, but my goal right now, the place that I want to go to right now, I want to go to Ghana,
Ghana?
and
Beautiful.
I want to go to Senegal.
Senegal. Okay.
That's the goal for next year. Nigeria is nice, but I don't know if I want to live in Nigeria.
I want to go to Rwanda.
Rwanda.
Yeah, because I heard it's nice.
Everywhere in Africa is really nice, Wiley. You see the shit that you see on TV is not what Africa is, you know. That's that's
Africa
the
is
di-
really
that's to discourage people from going there, because you know the vanillas on them, the European people, those light skinned people that say they're white, right? They
mhm.
don't want us chocolate people to go there and to see what it is. But while you go to Africa, when you go to some places in Africa and you see the beaches and the places and the buildings and how beautiful. You want to know if you're really in freaking Africa. It is so
Wow.
beautiful and it's so nice, but the goal is to discourage black people. Well, we ain't black, we brown. It's to discourage chocolate people from going to the motherland. That's the goal. So
Yes.
they could continue to go there. The Asian people and the European people, they could continue to go there. And one place that I really want to go to, because he's doing so much there too, Burkina Faso.
Who is that? Now, that's the one.
Abraham Toure.
Oh wow.
I want to go to Burkina Faso.
Yeah, because they got a new president, right?
Abraham Toure, that's the young black man. A lot of
That's the young man. He kicked out the French. The
hell
so he kicked.
yeah, kicked out all the French in them. Take
Yeah.
take your goal. Say, hey, I don't want all. Do you know Burkina Faso have electric cars?
Oh, he done electric cars there. Yeah.
Or they have electric cars that could compete with Tesla,
Yeah.
because the electric cars that they made in Burkina Faso is that they could go longer distances. Because
Mhm.
remember, it's not everywhere they could have stations to recharge the cars. So they could actually go longer distances than a Tesla can.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's this guy that I follow. I forgot his name. He's an African YouTuber. He's very
Wodemaya? Is it Wodemaya?
popular. It's a
Short
black.
black
It's a
guy with
black man.
short black guy with a
Yeah,
little
kind of
dreads on his
chubby.
head.
Kind of chubby. He's a
Yes,
short
and he
guy.
have a
Kind of
little and he have a little dread on the top of his head.
yeah.
Wodemaya. His name is
Yeah,
Wodemaya.
I watch that. I'm like, oh, I would love to go visit and stuff like that.
I watch
Um,
him too because he been to Trinidad. He was in Trinidad for some months. He was in Jamaica, and he show you all these beautiful places too, like other countries I don't know. The only place I've ever been in Africa is Nigeria. That's where I was born, and that's the only place that I've gone
well,
back
I
to.
didn't know you were born in Nigeria.
Really?
I didn't know you were born in Nigeria. No, that's wow.
I told you that, you just don't remember. I was born in Nigeria and I lived for a little bit in London and then I grew up in Trinidad.
Wow, I would love to go to London. I want to, don't get me started talking about London because I miss the Queen. I was crying for I was crying for the
Oh,
y'all
please.
drag
Oh,
race.
please. Oh, please. Don't start. But they're crying for the queen, crying for some evil ass white woman that take all the shit she have on she head from Africa. Please.
I miss her. I really miss the Queen. But I always want to visit the palace, to visit the royal family. And one day I will be able to take pictures with the royal family.
Well, good for
And
you, my love. I would never go there. I don't give a shit.
if we go to London, we definitely got to go to the royal palace to really be there with
Nope.
the.
Nope. I'm not going to the Royal Palace. I could give two shits.
How was it growing up in London? Is it nice in London or?
I don't know. I was a child.
Oh, you was a child. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. I grew up in Trinidad.
And you grew up in Trinidad. Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm. But my mother and father, they're doing their thing now, living their best life, traveling the world and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, before they broke up, before she found out he's a whore. And that, yeah, yeah. He has 11 children with 7 different women.
Wow.
I have a big sister that lives in Jersey, and I have a big sister that lives in Trinidad. They are the same age. They were born the same month. They were born the same year, one day apart from each other in the
Wow.
same hospital.
Wow.
Yep. So he was sleeping with 2 women at the same time. They born
Mm.
same year, same month, one day apart from each other. Same week, everything. Just one born today and the one next one born the next day. Yep. Yep. He's 7 years, 11 children with 7 different women. And he lives in Florida. He lives in Orlando, and I haven't seen him in about 13 or 14 years.
Wow. Do you even still talk to him or no? Y'all
The,
don't have.
well, the last time I spoke to him, but I didn't call him, is 3 days after my mom passed. Like
Mhm.
3 days after my mom passed, it was the Friday. I'll never forget it. It's like that's when it like really, really hits me. And I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't get out of the bed. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. And one of my aunts called me, and I was just on the phone with her. She just listening to me cry and trying to give me encouragement. That's when I found out what you could talk to like 4 people on WhatsApp. Because then that aunt called the next aunt, and then one of them, and then they call a cousin, and then one of them called him. So he was on a call, and he said he's coming to New York. He's coming to see me. And then that was it. I never hear from him from since that day to now.
Wow.
And the universe is and this here the universe work, right? The same sister, big sister that I tell you that's in Jersey, that has the same birthday and everything like my other big sister in Trinidad.
Mhm.
Her mom passed away 2 days after my mom passed.
Wow.
And he was married to her mom. The one in Jersey, he was married to her mom. And she passed away 2 days after my mom passed. She was sick. She was in a hospital. I didn't know. And she passed away 2 days after my mom passed. Yeah, but so sometimes I wonder, like my mom was my best friend. And these days that like look Thursday I go finish work, I go buy my groceries and I'm on my way home. And for some reason my mind just went there. Like I sit in the Uber and I say to myself, oh, I feel like I haven't spoken to my mom forever. But the thought in my mind is like if I haven't spoken to her for the day. And I literally, I was sitting, my hand is on my handbag. And as I shift my hand across my handbag to go get my phone, I realize, hey, I can't call her. And Wiley, my chest just get heavy, heavy, and I just start crying in the Uber. And I got out the Uber
Mm,
with my groceries, and I just sat on the steps to my building and just cried. I couldn't help myself. Like, there's days that I miss her and I will cry, but and I think about her every day. But that day, the thought in my mind, it feel like I didn't talk to her all day for some reason. That was the
mm,
thought that was in my mind just for that moment. And I couldn't stop crying. But sometimes I wonder if I will feel any way if my father passed away. Like, would I
mm.
cry or would I miss him or anything like that? But I just, I don't know. I've tried, and then my mom is not here. I'll tell you one thing, and that's why I never agree with women who keep the children, they keep the kids away from the father. Like, my mom never talked bad about my father, even though he wasn't there and he didn't take care of me, right? She never talked bad about him. Like, oh, your father is a deadbeat, he ain't no good, that kind of stuff. She never talked bad about him, and she's the one that always encouraged me to go. From the time I was 10 years old, and he started disappointing me, like he'll say, I'm coming to see you, and he don't come and he don't show up. By the time I was 10, and I was taking part in a lot of sports and stuff. And I remember I went to the sports event and the lady said mother name, and I give them my mother name, and she said father name, and I said I don't have a father. And the lady said, what? I said, yeah, I don't have a father. She said, so if you didn't have a father, how your mother had you? I said, my mother had artificial insemination. The lady looked at me and she just write down whatever she need to write. She probably say, you know what? Let me leave this child alone. But my mom always, even when my mom moved here and I was still in Trinidad, my mom, I don't know who she used to stay in touch with, but she would stay in touch with people that know what's going on with him. And when he got sick, and she said, you should go see your father. He's not doing well, whatever. She always encouraged me to have a relationship. When he moved here, oh, you should talk to your father, give him a chance. Then I didn't see him for 12 years, and I didn't talk to him for 10 years. And again, my mother, that time I'm grown, my mother, give him a chance. It's your father, and people change. And I left New York, packed my bag, and went all the freaking way to Orlando to see that man, right? Surprise him. And then
Mm.
he said to me, oh, I'm gonna come see you tomorrow so we could go out and you can meet my wife and all of that. Wiley, that was probably about 12, 13 years ago. I'm not waiting to see him, but he never show up. And it's the same thing he used to do
Mm.
when I was a child, right? He would say he come in and never show up. And now I'm a grown woman. I come all the way to Orlando just to see you. And you still ain't show up. And I said, when I get back to New York, I said to my mom, that's it. I am done. That's it. And she was like, no, give me his number. And I said, no, no number. I'm not giving you his number. I am done. And now she's not here to encourage me to go see him or talk to him. I don't think it's gonna happen because I'm not
And
calling
she
him.
not willing to put in that time for you. Like for my father, I found him on DNA Ancestry, and I remember documenting on
I
YouTube.
remember that.
And I reached out to him. We had one conversation, and he said too old to have a relationship, and I have to move past it. I do have brothers and just brothers because he have all boys, and you just have to move forward. I would love to have a relationship with my father. I would love to have a relationship with my brothers, but you know, who knows?
So
One day
so
I
you,
will reach out to
so
my
you
brothers.
so you don't have a relationship with anyone on his side of the family?
Only it was one girl that I met on Ancestry, like my cousin. She the one that communicated with him to say you need to call Marquise, blah blah blah. So he never called. So she gave me the number. So I just called him. He was like, "How do you get the number?" I told him how I got the number, and we talked one time. His wife is white. His wife is a dentist. My brother
Oh,
tried to get his
oh.
tried to get into the NBA. I got a brother that's about to graduate high school. He was born in 2009, so he should be out of high school by now. So it was sad. At first, I was sad. I'm like, oh my god. But then again, I'm like, okay, it's his loss. Once
Yeah,
I become
it's
a
his
billionaire,
loss. It's not your loss. It's his loss.
absolutely, it's his loss. Right,
But
right.
you know the thing is with my father's side of the family, um, I will say the only good thing he did, except for two of them, the only good thing he ever did was us all the kids know each other.
That's good.
I'm not very close with any of them because we didn't grow up together. But I think of all the sisters, like I have a little sister and a big sister that live in Jersey, but they have different moms, so they're not close with each other either. But one of my little sisters, she follows me on Instagram, so we communicate a lot through Instagram. But we don't talk on the phone or anything like that. And then my sister in Trinidad, my big sister in Trinidad, we are kind of close, but my aunts, which is his sisters, two of them, I am very, very close with. We talk all the time. We see each other. I go home. I spend time with. They used to live here. They both used to live here and they moved back to Trinidad. But I am very close with them. We talk all the time. We see each other. I have cousins and we're really close and we WhatsApp each other and we talk to each other all the time. So a lot of his family I am very close with, and we have really great relationship. So I just don't worry about him.
I don't
And,
blame you.
yeah, and so you do the best you can, and that's it. And if he doesn't want a relationship with you, that's his loss. Because
Right.
trust me,
It's
if today or tomorrow he see you somewhere, right? And you're doing something really great and big, then he'll want to claim you. And you say, I don't know that man. Like what Kiki said, Harpo, who is this man? Or whatever, how she said it. That's all you do.
I
I
don't
don't know this
understand.
man.
Sorry to that.
Yeah, sorry to this man. I don't know him. Because if you reach out, you're grown. It's not like you want something from him. Just a
Facts.
fad, just a relationship.
Amen. You're so
And
true.
look how much things we talk about. Let me get off here. You see, I get up here and I'm telling my business and all.
I'm glad you did. I'm about to bring it to a close because it's 11 o'clock over here in Las Vegas.
Boy,
And
it's 2 o'clock. Right now. I ain't gotta roll no spliff no more because I stopped rolling. Now I have cones. So while I'm talking to you, I'm packing my cones with my ganja. I'm gonna take a nice smoke. Right? I'm drinking. I'm sipping some red wine. I'm gonna
so,
take a.
wait, so how do you smoke it now? You smoke it you don't smoke it anymore? It's
No,
gummies?
no, no. I use cones now. I'm fancy now, Wiley. I ain't have to sit down and roll nothing up, right? I have they call Blazy Susan. So anybody who smoke ganja in the audience, or if you don't know what ganja is, I'm talking about weed, right? But I call it ganja, right?
Oh, well, when I
But I
see
don't
you,
I don't smoke no high grade shit with all them chemicals. And I smoke regular ganja.
oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. So we definitely,
So I don't go to like one of those places. I still have I just have my guy. He knows what I like. He knows what works for me. And I call him up and he brings it to my building door because I live in a brownstone. And I go downstairs and I get my ganja. So now I smoke in it's vegan paper. It's vegan cones. They're
oh,
vegan, you know,
oh.
and they're pink. I gotta smoke fancy, Wiley, and healthy, right? So the corns, they're like pre rolls, and they have a filter on the bottom, and all you do you just stack in your cone. I don't have to roll anything. I just I have my crusher, so I just crush, and then I stack my cone with my vegan pink Blazy Susans. Yeah, I'm gonna probably I might watch something on Netflix while I smoke my spliff, and then I go to sleep, and that's it.
I can't wait. I haven't smoked in over a year.
No smoking for
And
you, because you know
no,
that
I'm
ganja.
honest.
No, the ganja
I
is
just saying
not
that
good for you.
I haven't smoked in. It's been a long time since I smoked. It's been a long time. But if I was in Chicago, most that because it's
No,
everywhere.
no, yeah,
It's well, it's legal.
but it's not
It's
good
legal.
for. But it's not good for you to smoke ganja, especially with your medication. You know, you know, Every time my brother had a breakdown,
You talk about he's smoking?
when he smoked the ganja.
Oh Lord.
Because
Oh
some people
Lord.
brain just can't handle it. Remember,
That's
he had this nearly the same kind of mental issues. Like, actually, remember is when you came out and give your testimony about
okay.
the whole situation leading up to the library. That's when we realized that that is the same thing was going on with him, because mental health is not something that is really taken seriously like it should in Trinidad. It's a little, so they wasn't like, he wasn't getting the right treatment. So for
Right. It's
years
not
he
a
was
priority.
going through the right. So he wasn't getting the right treatment. And then once you give your testimony, and I told my mom, hey, you gotta listen to Wiley, and then we start talking to the doctors, and that's when he get properly diagnosed or whatever. But it's the same thing. That's why I tell you, like, you got to stay on track and you make sure you take your medication and all that,
Absolutely.
because it's the same thing with him. Like, once he feel good, he feel like he's okay, and he doesn't want to take the medication. He
That's
didn't
true.
like how it does make him feel sometimes. And his brain just couldn't handle ganja. So every time he smoked,
He
he would have a
definitely
trip
needed.
out. He would trip out.
Yeah, that definitely. I'm not gonna make no promise that I will never do it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I've done it in a long time, and in Las Vegas, it's so prevalent because they do it all on the bus stop.
I
It's
know,
everywhere.
maybe a little, but it's same thing in New York. Remember, it's legal everywhere, right? But
Yeah,
man, sometimes I'm on the freaking bus, or sometimes I'm walking or something, and you just get that smell that just.
it
I
just
was
that's
I was in an Uber 2 days ago, and the car in front of us, you can smell the ganja from the freaking car in
yeah.
front of us, Wiley.
I was at the bus stop and I had to go see my probation officer, and I was like, I hope I don't fail a drug test because secondhand smoke. 'Cause it was so much smoke that it was just everywhere in Las Vegas, just everywhere. They smoking all outside on the bus.
Everywhere,
It's
every freaking where they smoke
all
ganja here, everywhere.
it's a
Even
small thing.
even the homeless crazy ass people on the train
They
be
do it.
smoking ganja on the train.
They're everywhere because they be that there. And one of my viewers, this is what one of my viewers wrote. She said, "Hello, Marquise. I've been wanting to email you for a while. I love your show. You're so entertaining. I saw you go through your manic episode at Walmart. I was praying for you because I understood you were having a mental breakdown. Now that you have gotten the help you need, I can look past that and even laugh. You are naturally funny. I am bipolar too. I don't know why, but when we have manic episodes, we want to take our clothes off. For me, I remember getting hot, so that made me want to get naked. I definitely think it's a part of our illness because I have a friend who is also bipolar. They have a manic episode, and recently they took their clothes off. I just want to keep you encouraged. I'm so proud of you. You have been an example for so many. You have prioritized your mental health and you have returned to doing your show. I pray you get on disability or find a job. A piece of advice, I know you want a two-bedroom apartment, but with this economy and inflation, unless you have a roommate, a one-bedroom is sufficient. I don't want you to have to struggle. You you have had to struggle enough with your mental illness. Attached is the police report from your incident at the library. You might have been manic, so I recall you wanted it, so I want you to have it. I'm still praying for you. You are a brother in Christ. Please continue to lift me up and give him the glory. I love you with the love of Jesus Christ. And she sent me the police report of the library situation. I was able to read what happened at the library, and I didn't even know it was that much damage. So I was like, you just never know who's watching. And I'm glad that we're sharing the story. Y'all encouraging. Make sure you take your medicine. I see your letters. I see get your emails and stuff. I'm definitely gonna do it and definitely continue it because it's helpful and it's healthy. And you also too, I am an example of sharing this. You know, you got so many creators, told me privately, hey, I battle with this, Wiley. You encouraged me, keep going. So a lot of people have reached out to me because we shared it publicly. We shared
That
it
was
publicly and
that
stuff
was
like that.
very nice. That email was a very nice email. But um
Yes.
your
Mhm.
testimony, and that is the reason why I didn't totally give up on you, because I understand if it wasn't for you giving your testimony, I wouldn't have been able to understand, to tell my mom, hey, listen to Wiley. That's before she passed. Listen to this guy. Listen to this. He given his testimony and all the things that you were telling and explaining, and everything was coming together. I don't know if you remember, but that day I called in and I was crying and
I
thanking
know
you
you
for
was
giving your testimony, because then
crying.
it make us be able to talk to the doctors, and that's how my brother was. Jah rest his soul, because I don't know if I told you. I think I did, but oh, I don't know if you remember, but my little brother committed suicide 4.5 months
Yeah, I
after
remember you
our mom
saying that.
passed, because he couldn't deal with our mom passing.
Mm.
But that's how we were able to talk to the doctors and get him properly diagnosed. So when you started acting up, being online, staying online for all these hours, and you were going, I already know where you were heading. And, I sent you messages behind the scenes and stuff, trying to talk to you, but you were just going. And I started to feel fearful, because I said, oh my God, I don't want nothing to happen to you. And you're out there in Vegas and you just moved there. And I'm not going to lie, I was talking with someone and I said, because this this is the first time I see you like really, really, really break down. Like, this was a serious, serious, serious manic breakdown, like completely out of it. And this was the first time me seeing you like that. And it started to trigger me, because I started thinking about my little brother and I started being really sad. And I was worrying so much about you that I said I couldn't watch you anymore. I just had to stop, because I didn't want to watch you, God forbid, and thank God you're here. I didn't want to watch you die, because when you were outside in the street and messing with people, and this man was like, you put your stuff in the man's car and he started cursing you out and stuff. And all these things had me so, look, oh my God, I'm talking to you, and my pulse is raising right now. But I was so scared and I was so nervous for you and I was so worried, and I was panicking in my head and I was feeling sad, and I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing to do to really help him right now in this state. I was so scared and I was so nervous and worried about you. So I am just really happy that, and I'm
Thank you.
praying and I'm hoping that
It
you
was it
continue
was
to
it
stay,
was
because Wiley, you're going to touch people's lives. You're going to make a difference in people's lives. But in order to do so, you have to take care of yourself.
man.
Your mental health have to come first before anything and anybody else, whether it be father, mother, sister, brother, whoever. Your mental health you have to be selfish, and when I say selfish, I mean being selfish for yourself. You have to put yourself first before every and anything. You have to continue taking your medication. You have to continue to see a therapist at least once a week. Seeing a therapist makes such a difference in your life. And it is such, and it helps. Like, I use all the tools that I can, because I lost 5 people in the space of 4.5 months in my family. It was my mom, and the next month was somebody else, and the next month, and it went like that. For 4.5 months, I lost 5 people. I am still healing, and I use every tool. I meditate, I do yoga, I go for walks, I do the things that, like, I go and just sit by the water. I love the water and I find peace and comfort there. And I will just take time and I go sit by the water and just watch the water, watch the boats go by, depends on where I am, watch the ducks, fishing, you know. I do everything that is, I see a therapist. I do everything that I can to make sure that I am okay before I worry about anybody and anything else.
Amen.
I just keep praying, and I just want to, and I just want to see the best for you, because all the things that you go through, Wiley, are right here on this YouTube. You're gonna make a difference in other people's life, because the thing is, you're brave, and you give your testimonies all the time, which help other people to understand, will help other people to even come out and talk about what they are going through. And you're going to make a difference, and you're going to continue to make a difference in people's lives. And I want this to be your last time. You may have another breakdown. We never know. But I pray to God, it's nothing like what you went through. And I
Absolutely.
want you to continue to take care of yourself. Whatever you have to do, be selfish and do whatever you have to do for you. And even if you have to log off of this YouTube for a day or two or whatever, just do it and take care of yourself. I know
I,
you, not all the time you want to take your medication, because sometimes it make you feel lazy and it makes you feel sleepy and it makes you put on weight. But them is things you could also work on, because if you're seeing if you're seeing a therapist, if you're going for your walks, if you're going in the gym, you know, but you don't have to put no pressure on yourself. Just take your time, take it one day at a time. When today come, worry about today. When tomorrow come, then worry about tomorrow. Take it, don't stress yourself. Don't worry about too much. Take it one day at a time and just take it easy. After losing my mom, I learned to take things one day at a time, because my mom was not just my mom, she was my best friend. We talked every day for hours and hours and hours. And we talk, and I could talk to my mom about anything in this world. Anything I could talk to my mom about. And we were really close. So it gets easier. But I learned to take things one day at a time. And that's so I tell people when they're going through stuff, just worry about today and don't worry about tomorrow or next week. Because that's when you start panicking. When you start worrying about next week and the week after or next month, that's when you start panicking, because you're stressing yourself. And
that's
then
true. That's
stress brings
anxiety.
on all the other stuff. So I'm going to continue to pray for you
No, thank you.
and hope for you. You know, you still have some, but take your time. Take your time, because, you know, you still have some fences you have to mend with some people, but take your time. Take your
Absolutely
time.
agree.
Take your time, because if you're not good, what's going to happen?
That's true. You can't have nobody else, right?
All right. So you just take your time, one day at a time, and you do what you have to, you know, and continue to
Amen
pray.
to that.
It's very important. And I know you know how to pray. You hear me? There's some Psalms that I read all the time: 23, 23, 25, 27, 91, and There's a few others, but those are some psalms that I read all the time, and sometimes I read them over again. Like I'll read it and then I'll read it over again because I find things in there that will make me feel okay. And I know you know how to pray, and
Oh yeah,
don't
yes, thank
and
you.
keep praying. I know you know how to pray, and keep praying because Jah is mighty. Jah is mighty. Jah is mighty, mighty, mighty. And like they say, um, how they say it? God don't always come when you need him, but he's always there. Something like that. Is how it
He's
goes.
always yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's so true. It is so true. And I don't really do the God talk, and the Jesus talk, but I believe in a higher being. And I know there is a higher being because things that just happen in my life and other things just come about, you know? And seeing what my friend has been going through and where she was and where she is, I know there's a higher being. The doctors did what they can, and then it was just up to her and the Almighty Jah. So you just keep praying. Keep praying. You pick up that Bible and you read. You probably know more than I have a Bible. I don't always read it, but I do pick it up and read the Psalms, those Psalms. So you pick up that Bible and you read them Psalms and you read the thing and you read. When you feel like there is nothing else, you pick up that Bible and you read and you pray. Pray and pray and pray. And sometimes it's good to buy a little white candle and burn a white candle is to bring purity and goodness to your life. You burn a white candle or a yellow candle. Because I know there's another thing to it with us and our people, right? We if a person say there's a spiritual person, or they say burn a candle to bring goodness to your life while you pray or something, then they say, oh, that's voodoo. And they talk all this shit about voodoo. Everything have it good and it bad. When you go to the Asian people, to the nail shop, and they have the Buddha in the back with the incense and all the fruits and all the offerings that they give to the Buddha, you don't call that voodoo. And you don't talk shit about that and you don't talk down on it. You go there every other week and you do your nails and you do your feet and you give them their money. Right? When you see I remember many years ago, I used to work with this Jewish woman, and her and the husband was going through a divorce. And this woman going to Brooklyn, to the rabbi in Brooklyn, and the rabbi giving her stuff to put in she shoes and stuff to wear and all of it. Every living single religion have their stuff and they embrace it. When you go into the Indian stores, they have all the different whatever God that they pray into. They have the little statue in there and they have all their things. It's only us who don't embrace our spirituality. It's only us don't embrace what our ancestors used to practice. And let me tell you, there's a lot of Americans who go to Africa for their voodoo, and some of them go for the bad, and they don't live and they don't come back to America. But every religion have their stuff, and they all practice. Every one of them. And every religion have their good and their bad. It's up to you. If you want to go and dwell in the bad and bring darkness into your life, then that's your business. I am a spiritual person and I deal with the light and everything bright and light. I know nothing about no darkness. My mother was a very, very strong and deep, high spiritual woman. And she never deal with nothing dark because she said, when you deal with the dark, darkness come to you. And when you deal with the dark, they just ask for things. And when you don't give it, they will take it. And it might be your children, it might be somebody in your family, or whatever. Everything of it's good and it's bad. It's up to you as a person. So, I just do my prayers and I have my, when I need to light a candle, I light a candle. I light my white candle, my yellow candle, or my green candle for my money, honey. And I pray. And I read the Bible too. I read my Psalms.
I heard that.
So
There's nothing
you
wrong with reading Psalm.
no,
Um,
but you
this have been wow to see Mouth Open be on the show. We
I
haven't
share a
done
lot
this.
today.
You definitely shared a lot today. Now she did make some appearance on Members Only back in the day. On Members Only, we used to do juicy Members on Zoom, which we are bringing that back.
Okay, those members only used to be fun.
It would be fun. So we definitely going to bring back the Zooms and everything because we had good time over there. But I thank you
Cause don't,
because taking it
cause
one.
don't feel you get me back on here for nearly a whole hour running my mouth again.
But
It'll
it's
be
good.
another year.
Yeah, it's gonna be another because it's been a long time since Mouth Open did that. A long time.
I know. And then you called me the other day, but what I was doing? I was having my dinner, so I said, tonight I'm gonna
You
call
was
you
like, no,
and
I'm not coming on.
chat
You
with you
had you
for a
had
little
time.
bit.
You had time today and everything. That's how. Speaking about it, that's when people was like, "Wally, you should go live every morning." I said, I can't dedicate to an every morning show
No, you have
because
to
the
take it
medicine that I'm
slowly.
on. Because sometimes I sleep. When I take the medicine, is whatever time I wake up. I try not to put the alarm clock on and I try to let it go through it. So when I wake up, take a shower and stuff like that, then I get up and do a show.
But why you don't have a haircut though?
Huh?
Why you don't have a haircut?
I'm going to get that. Well, I was supposed to go today, but all these stories breaking about Nicki. I was supposed to go yesterday. Stories still breaking. So like I got to get to Katie to cut my hair. She was
So you
like, "You
see,
supposed to come up?"
you're not making time for yourself. You're not being selfish.
All right, I'm still trying to do the show because I haven't been live in a long time, and so when it's popping up and all that, but I'm definitely gonna get a haircut. If I don't get it cut tomorrow, it's gonna happen. Like I was able to go to the laundromat today, so I was able to wash my clothes, go to the laundromat, and everything. Because the place I'm at now, they don't wash your clothes, so I had to go to the laundromat, and it was really nice getting out the room, going to the laundromat. Then I was able to walk today. It was really nice. But it was a lot of stories been breaking. If y'all notice, I post a lot of shorts, so make sure y'all check it out. Because a lot of people say, "Where you at? Where you at?" I took a long break from YouTube because again, I prioritize my mental health. I don't care about it for story breaking or something like that because my therapist always said YouTube will be there when you get there. YouTube ain't going
Mm-hmm.
on. So don't try
Mm-hmm.
to think that you need to sacrifice sleep to be on YouTube. No, YouTube will be there when it's there. So now I'm learning how to say, okay, if whenever I'm up, I do YouTube. That's how I do. When I wake up, I do YouTube and everything like that. But I definitely got to
Yes,
process get my haircut and stuff.
go get a haircut and shave your beard.
Definitely,
You look all cute
definitely
and handsome like a big teddy bear
get a
with
haircut
you.
stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna hit up Katie and be like, oh, let's do it this day. Because I'm learning.
That's the next thing I was gonna ask you. How is Katie?
She's doing good.
Okay, good, good, good,
Katie's
good.
Katie's doing good. I
And
haven't seen her in a while.
that's someone who actually look out for you, who keep us updated on what was going on with
Abs,
you.
she definitely did. And I have the cards, the letter that viewer wrote, Puppy Love and ZB.
Yeah, because
ZB wrote a card.
I wanted to send you some money in there, but then at the time I was working two jobs. I was just
Uh-huh.
really, really busy.
Very
And
busy.
she was like, oh, well, you have to. do this and do that. And I say, you know what? I
Process.
never went all of that. Hopefully, Wiley will get out of there very soon, and then
Yeah,
I'll be able to
yes.
send you money because then
If
I
I
have.
had money on my bus, the only thing I would have did it was like order commissary or something. But I had lost a lot. When I got out of jail, I
I,
lost a lot of weight because I didn't eat that food. It was disgusting. I'm like,
I
I'm not eat
thought,
that.
I thought the way commissary worked, because I didn't have nobody in jail and I never had nobody in jail, right? So I thought the way
Uh-huh.
commissary worked, like I could just like send money to your books. And she was like, no, you have to put it in a letter and you have to put your jail ID number on it and your name and all this drama. I'm like, I can't even go to the post office for the things I have to do. How the hell am I going to get to the post office to
And
send
then on a
Wiley money?
website, and then it's somewhere you have to do on the website, but it's a process. You got to know the ID
Yeah. And
number.
then I was
Yeah,
scared that you wouldn't get it and all that stuff. So I said,
yeah,
you know what? I'll just wait till you get out.
yeah. It's definitely a process. And I'm like, now wait a minute, it's definitely a process. When I got the news, they was like, "You're getting out on November 12th." Actually, I would have got out earlier, but I was trying to see if I can get my items. So my lawyer was like, "No, Wiley, you need to reschedule it and let's do another date because you really want to see about your phone." So I would have got out earlier, like a week earlier than November 12th, but I wanted to see about my phone. So right now we are going through some legal stuff because my lawyer is trying to see if I can get my items and stuff back.
Where
So we're
are
working
they?
on because the police took it, like my
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
computer. They took all of that. So my lawyer is trying to see
Right.
where is it at? See if I can get it back. If I get it back, that would be great.
Yeah, you should
But
be able to get those stuff back.
right, but I'm so glad because like the laptop, a viewer of mine's hit me up on Instagram and said, "Hey, I want to, I buy your laptop," and so we sent it to the place. I'm like, "Please don't let them steal my laptop. Please don't let them steal." So I was able to get that because I asked the audience, and so even today I needed a carry-on bag because we will be moving.
Where you
I mean,
moving to? A different state?
no, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be here, but I'll let you know behind the scenes in the end
Right, right,
because
right.
I don't people to know because they ain't gonna do
Right,
nothing.
right.
So I'll let you know behind the scenes. But I said I needed a carry-on bag, and y'all make sure y'all donate because I need help with the bus ticket and stuff. Like donate, donate, don't forget, donate, donate. Um, but I said I really need to make a change. So it's been a blessing. Like literally, I was able to complete probation. Usually, people in my predicament, being homeless, your chances of failing probation is very high when you're homeless doing probation because usually you don't check in or you go steal or you pick up another
Mm.
charge. But I didn't
You
do it. My When did my lawyer? I
but
want to read it.
you always do what you're supposed to do. You always do the thing.
Always.
The only thing that I really really want you to do now is stay focused. Like I said, be selfish for your to yourself and do whatever it takes to take care of your mental health and to take care of
Absolutely.
yourself. That's it.
That is so true. I want to read what my lawyer. I said, "Thank you, I'm official on probation." She said, "Congratulations." I mean, when I say it, you're one of my most impressive people I ever represented. Please don't hesitate to reach out if I can't ever do anything for you. I'll keep you in mind to speak to future clients. I think you could continue to make a real difference in the lives of my incoming clients, by sharing your story of success. Sincerely, well done and congratulations.
And let me that's very nice. And let me tell you something, because I does always tell you the truth, and I don't put water in my mouth to talk. I know that your boy, and you like him, and he's your favorite celebrity, but don't be coming on here talking too much about him, please. Focus on you and building yourself back up until he have you on his show and he promote your show.
We was on this show.
When
That was what, 2 days ago?
he was promoting your show.
No, he actually told me to come on camera, and I ain't have a haircut.
I know. So you was on his
I can't. I
live.
came
You was on his
on his
live,
live. Yeah,
and he said,
yeah.
"Go support the Wiley show and go
He
watch
didn't
the
say go
Wiley
support the
show."
Bible show, but this the thing. Him when I went on when I clicked the link, he said come on camera. coming on the show, that's a promotion right there. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
having, and then also too, what he told me, he gave me some great advice. One piece of advice, he said, put out an atmosphere and people will give. I would say 2 days later when I made the announcement, hey, I need a laptop, I need a wish list. People started giving on the wish list and they gave me the
Okay.
laptop.
Okay.
So that advice, he
Yeah.
said, you need to do this. So I'm not going to tell you everything he shares, but he gives, when I tell you great advice, I'm
Okay.
talking about like great advice that he
Yeah.
give.
I want
And
him. I want to see him promoting
it's just not
you,
like something
and
like YouTube, like,
I want to see him.
yeah, he
I
gives great
want to see him publicly support you and
because he
publicly
came on the
promote
show.
you.
And he also, to his credit, he came on the show when we was talking about the clients. And he had a whole episode, and we talked offline. So I'm not
I know
get
you
into what we
talk to him offline. Trust me,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
he
I
give
was listening to you.
when I tell you he give me great
I
advice.
was listening to
I
that
mean,
show when you're talking about your
yeah.
sources. My source said, and my source said, and my source said. I said, oh my God, sauce dripping all over me now. I
And
was
this you still
listening.
want me to read it.
Is it last night I was listening to that or the night before I was listening to it? And my sauce said, and my him, oh my God, I'm wet with sauce now.
So you did watch that episode because
Of
I'm like,
course. When I'm very busy with work and stuff. And like I tell you, back and forth in the hospital and all that stuff. And so if I don't catch, sometimes I'm listening, like today I was listening to you earlier, but I was getting ready to go to work. So I was just listening. And sometimes when I miss some, I go back and I watch them. So it might take me a while, but I was listening to that one, your sauce. And your sauce and your sauce. And I literally was in the kitchen washing some dishes and I said to myself, and I bring the speaker out there with me and I'm listening to you and I said, oh my God, I have sauce all over me now. Because my sauce said,
really?
and my sauce said, and I'm like, Wiley, no sauce and say no damn thing. Is he giving you all them damn information?
That's what I can't reveal my sources.
Oh,
And,
my sauce said, and
and
my sauce said. But that's very
yes,
good. But that's what I was saying to myself while I was listening. That I said, this whole talking about him until he have you on his show and he promote you publicly and say, hey, go
and
check out the Wiley show and
also a
stuff.
connection too. I was on his
Okay.
Twitch multiple times too. He go live on Twitch. I was on his Twitch multiple times too.
I don't know he go
I was
live
on his
on Twitch because I do not
yeah.
follow him.
You don't do Twitch, but yeah, he have, and I have this. I literally have to speak to his credit. I'm like, oh my God, this is truly a blessing. I'm glad that I'm able to have that relationship and good counsel and good advice.
Well, that's
Especially
good.
you
That's
always want
good. You
you
always
give
wanted
great
that. And that's what
always, I've always wanted that, and he is my, like I said, he is my favorite celebrity. And I
I
said it because
know.
I truly support and I'm a fan. I'm
I
a fan.
know. And whether I care
And
for
I've been
him
a
or
fan of
not,
him because sometimes when people be a fan of somebody when they make it on YouTube and they got also. I was a fan when he didn't even have a YouTube, when he didn't
well,
even have a
yeah,
Facebook. I saw something special for him years ago, and I'm glad that
wasn't
he.
you the one that actually encouraged him when you guys used to be doing that show? He used to be when the both of you used to be doing that show. Wasn't you encourage him to start doing YouTube? Wasn't you
Start
one of
doing
the
yes,
people that
yes,
encouraged him to start
yes.
doing
I encourage
YouTube?
it. Yes, and for him to succeed, it's an honor and it's a privilege for that. And he's just good. He's very extremely talented. And I saw the talent a while ago. I saw it years ago, and I'm so glad that people are enjoying him now. And I'm glad that I have someone
Well,
that I can get.
I don't watch him because I don't care. But I will
Yeah,
not hold that against you. You have to do what's best for you
yeah,
always.
but we do so many episodes. But like I said, because he's moving into spaces, more celebrity spaces, I would be a fool not to continue to talk about him. Like
Boy, I don't.
he's moving higher and higher. Like
If you didn't say he was on CNN, And somewhere else, I wouldn't even know. I
You ain't
really
know.
don't.
I'm just saying.
I
I have
really
to
don't
talk about
pay.
it. That's just
I
me. I
really don't
love.
pay him any mind because his shady ass. I was listening to him. I ain't gonna lie. You know when I listened to him, I was scrolling through YouTube
Mhm.
the week Cardi B album come out, and he was being biased and talking shit where he don't know about because he don't know about rap. Like Cardi album is a real damn good album. Whether you like her
Mhm.
or don't like her, you can't just deliberately hate. And I know why he hating. You was always a Nicki fan. And then when shit didn't work out for you with Nicki, you run and you put your head up Cardi ass. And then now things that work out with you and Cardi and you're back to kissing, rubbing your nose in Nicki ass, you're trashing Cardi. I think
But
the
I
album is
believe
a
the down.
damn good album. Damn good.
I think the downfall with Cardi and Armand relationship that was just like really the nail in the coffin when she sent a recording to Kim Barbie. She sent a recording of Armand calling Cardi, and Cardi recorded that phone call and sent it to Kim Barbie. Kim Barbie went on Twitter, on X, on the Twitter space they call it, and he was like, Armand is begging to be Cardi B friend. Right then and there, that was disrespectful for Cardi to do. That was disrespectful to leak a phone call because Armand have not leaked
But
not one
but
phone call
but
of Cardi B.
let me tell you, with a person like him, he wants that celebrity. He wants to be a celebrity. He wants to be out there. He wants to be in the rooms with those people. He wants to be mixing and mingling with those people, right? So he figured, okay, I'm done with Nikki because of whatever fault on him and Nikki have. Let me go to her enemy because that's the best way I could get in, and that will piss she off and that will make she mad or whatever. That was never a real friendship. So what do you expect out of it?
I don't think it would. I'm
Let's
glad he
be
did it.
honest, Wiley. Let's keep it
Okay.
100 all the way real.
Okay.
That wasn't a real or true friendship from the jump.
It never was because even when he
Because it
explained
was
it,
never cool. He
Cardi,
didn't like her and he was talking a lot of shit about her.
But Cardi got on the
Because
phone
him
and
and
she
his
yelled at
fans had a
and she said,
falling
I
out.
thought you were supposed to be my friend, but she never responded to when it was positivity. She only reached out when it was something negative. But I'm glad that
Exactly, because it wasn't no true friendship.
of course
When you
it
make
wasn't professional. It wasn't.
when you make real friends, then they will stay. Wiley,
I agree. When it's
I know a lot of people, but I don't have a lot of friends. I
right.
know a lot of people, but
Remember my friend,
I don't have a lot of friends. And the friends that I have,
even
every friend that I have, we've been friends for decades.
when the friend the
And I have
just
no drama with my friends because even though my friends, they know each other, none of my friends are friends with each other.
yeah, my friend, Jaquez, may he rest in peace. Y'all saw him on the show. I brought him on the show. I went to Chicago and he came on my show. And I remember we had a falling out because I had a manic breakdown. This is before the library situation. I was cussing him out. It was really bad. And eventually we made up and we rekindled our friendship. We've been friends for years. And I'm like, wow, I don't have many friends. I know a lot of people because I do a lot of YouTube and stuff like that, but I don't have a lot of friends. And that's a friendship that I would cherish and that I will miss. And I went to his funeral and I said, wow, like I don't have that many friends because you can't, and my grandmother used to instill this in us, you can't call everybody your friend.
Yeah. And you
And
don't need a lot of
when the older you
friends.
get, and you don't need a lot of friends, but when you have a good friend, you blessed. When you have somebody
Oh
that
yeah.
shall ride you and love you and support you, even you talk about your friend, you've been friends for 30 years. That's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And then I had another friend.
Real true friend, Wiley. We have code.
Yeah,
We have code
real.
name. Like if we out in public and we amongst other
Uh,
people and she have a booger in her eye, I say, oh boy, Snow. And she knows what I'm talking about. We don't have to say
I have close
we will
friends like
sit and we could talk with our eyes about a person. We look at a person, I look at that person, I look at her, I look back at that person, I look at what I'm talking about in that person, I look back at her, and we just start laughing. Or we make eyes to each other or whatever. Like You don't need a lot of friends. I could call her 2 o'clock in the morning, and once she's up, she answering her phone. And if she's not up, when she wake up and she see that she missed a call from me, she will call me back. I could call her 3 o'clock in the morning and she will answer her phone. Like she's just some years older than I am.
That's a
You
blessing.
know,
Then,
she's older than I am,
and I
but
would say,
she's a
oh, go ahead.
real true friend.
And I say, you being a friend of the show and being a friend of mine, so the highest. So I've met different people that I love and support. That I found friends on this internet. Because you've been here through it all, through
You're
the
the
ups.
only, you're the only person on YouTube that I talk to behind the scenes.
Yeah. See, it's a bond there. Yeah.
You are the
It's,
only person on YouTube that I talked.
it's a,
Well, no, I lie. But no, we have like long conversations. But Michelle, if I want to ask her a
she,
question or something, I could message Michelle and she will respond to me. She will answer my question or she will tell me or something. But like talk on the phone and that kind of thing, you're the only person.
yeah, we have that bond. And it's so good to have you here. Like people, I'm like, listen, I have some moderators that have been here for years that support the show, and I love you, Mouthful. You
And
have
the way
been
I
so
ask, let
supportive.
me tell you something. And I hope you do get it. Do you get money from Patreon?
Yeah, Patreon, yeah.
Because I don't even know how to get into that Patreon. And the other day I
I
was
still
trying
get
to
it.
and
Let me tell you.
the other day I was trying to figure out how to cancel it and I don't even know how to cancel it. Do you know I still pay my Patreon on you?
Yeah,
And I don't
let
even know
me
how to get in there?
let me tell you. Because I forgot that I had Patreon. So I was checking my account. There was some money in there, and it was a nice piece of change to pay my court fees. I said, Lord, thank you.
Boy, well, thank God you're
Thank
using
you,
that
Jesus.
money. Good,
It,
good, good, good. Because I was just wondering,
so I
because
had to use so I'm
I've
gonna
been paying that Patreon for a few years now,
yeah,
and
keep
I
paying it.
don't
Yeah.
even know how to get the fuck
I
on
wanted to
here.
drop I wanted to drop a receipt in the Patreon, but I didn't get permission from my source.
Even if you drop it,
Um,
I wouldn't get it. I don't know how
oh,
to
you didn't
get
know
on the
that? Okay.
Patreon.
Okay. But you do know how to see the members only stuff. But I would have
Oh
dropped
yeah,
the
well I get
receipt.
the
My
members only
source,
stuff, but
okay,
I
my source was like, don't post, don't post. So I was like, okay. So yeah, because like people will say, oh, you allow like list, I have receipts, but my source don't give me permission yet. But that's how that go. But yeah, thank you for that because I really love that. Like, oh my gosh, I needed that money because I had to pay court fees and stuff. I'm like, oh my
yeah,
god, I need.
it's set to automatic pay, so it just pays. But I do not know how to get in there, how to get on
That's a good
there,
thing. That's a
nothing.
good thing. That's a good thing.
I
I'm
don't
definitely gonna
know
bring back the
thing.
Zoom. Listen, our Zoom calls. We had Mouth Open to come on. She was talking about Trinidad on there. We had
All kind of thing we used to talk about that there. All
yeah.
kind of
I
thing.
was on there with my G string. I don't know if you saw that episode.
I did not
I was
see it because it's I sent that G string to you. Well, it's not a G string. It's a what? It's like it's Fenty, but it's like
oh, that was a G
what
string. It
is
was a
called
jot string. It was
jock strap. That is called
G strap. Yeah,
Fenty, honey.
yeah. I took
I
why I
bought
said a G
that on
string. It was a jot.
right. I bought that on Fenty and sent it to you.
Oh, you bought it, and I still got
It
that.
was
It's
me. Yes, I don't think I did put my name or anything on it.
what you know because it was red. You bought it, okay?
Yeah, it's not. It was orange.
Oh, okay, yeah. Or and it was so nice. I did the whole show,
I
and it
didn't
was like
see
so.
it. I missed
It,
that. And then you said you was
it
gonna
was
send it to
about
me,
how
but you
many people was in
didn't.
that phone
But
call? It
yeah,
had
that was me. I bought that.
wow, and
I
I
forget
wear
to
listen.
put my name in it or anything.
I'm gonna do a show, and it was about 40 or
Yeah,
50 people in that Zoom.
I saw it on Fenty and I just thought it was funny and I said it's only one person I could buy this for and they would actually wear it.
And I did a whole episode. I had to do 2 episodes. The first episode I didn't download it, so I had to go back and do a second episode. And people say we like the first episode better, and that's why I want my computer back because all of my files of those Zoom meetings is
Right.
downloaded on that hard drive. and stuff like on that desktop, and I really want that back. In my laptop, a lot of stuff is downloaded from the Zoom media, so I could replay it and show the people. But y'all miss them. So when we bring them Zoom, we on 4th of July, we did like hour shows. Like you all didn't know that I went to a Chicago Bulls game a year before last. One of my subscribers got me some free Bulls ticket. Now born and raised Chicago, never went to a Bulls game. This is my first time. And we shared, and I was live on Zoom. And they said, "Wow, is that your boyfriend?" I said, "No, I want this person to be my boyfriend, but he's straight." So I met him when I was at the gym. And me, I know how to talk, especially to attract the men. I'm a professional. I know how to talk to professional. I know how to flirt. So he wanted to be a trainer. He didn't get the job, but I got his information. I got his Instagram, so we connected and stuff. So I was like, "Who can I take to the Bulls game? My mom don't want to go." I said, "Oh, let me get my chocolate man. He live in the same neighborhood as me." So I said, "You want to go to the Bulls game?" So I'm on the Metro train, get on the train, go downtown. He picked me up. We go to the Bulls
Hey,
game.
wait, hold on. Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Is that the guy who didn't know you were gay?
I don't think he knew I was gay. No, I don't think. Did he know I was gay? I don't know. We never talked about it because I don't
Okay.
post gay stuff on my page.
Okay.
I don't know if he knew or not know, but it was another guy too. You probably about to say that man name. He's like, "Oh wow, I knew you was gay." He used to pick me up when we go to college. We went to IT Tech together back when that school exists. But yeah, he's like, "Wally, I knew you was gay from day one." I didn't even know he was gay because I'm like, "Oh wow," but it was fun.
And
It's
where?
just a blessing.
Remember that guy that used to be on the Zoom with us too? Where is he?
Are you talking about Don?
Not Don. Don is your real estate friend, right? And him and his wife, right?
Yeah.
No, not Don. The other guy who used to be on the Zoom with us, brown skin guy.
Wow. I'm trying to see who was that.
He used to be on the Zoom with us, and I think he was bi, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
He lives in Dallas. We don't talk that much because we don't talk that much. We still follow each other on Instagram, but we don't talk that much.
Okay.
But if I bring him back on, we had another guy on Zoom. Oh wow, child, I'm talking about all my Zoom stuff.
And where's the other one who came to your meet and greet like twice, and he brought a friend and he got drunk? You and him are not friends anymore?
We are not cool, but I'm still friends with his friend because we still follow each other on Facebook.
Yeah, because he used to always be in the chat too.
He still watch, but the thing is, I guess he embarrassed himself in Vegas, and that was a straw for because I'm like, dang, you just gonna embarrass me in front of all these people. When me and Natasha, we went to go see him in Vegas. We went to the same place he was at. He said, "Y'all need to come see me because my cousin owned a bar." So we went to this little lounge that his cousin owned. It was
I'm talking about. Hold on, not to cut you. I'm talking about the short guy. I can't remember his name. Real friendly and nice. And he came to like more than one in a meet and greet. And then you guys were in Vegas hanging out.
And when we went to Vegas, he acted a plumb fool. Like, and Couture was right. He was jealous of all that attention I was getting. I didn't give him all that attention, but I tried to explain to him I have to get everybody. When you're doing a meet and greet, you have to talk to a lot of all the people.
Talk to everybody.
So when we was in Dallas, you was able
and
to
his
get that
friend
one-on-one because it was just
that. Let me just to be clear. That's the one he brought his friend, and the friend get drunk and end up getting arrested or something like that, right?
He got drunk through the. So he didn't get arrested. He did. They kept him in the hospital. He got thrown.
Oh yeah, right. He went to the hospital. Okay, so you know exactly who I'm talking about. Okay, good.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. And I'm gonna call him because he fell on my mind, and I'm gonna apologize to him and stuff like that. Because to me, if he was sober, he would have been. I'm telling you, my vote, a good boyfriend. He have a good job, a nice place. I always wanted, because I used to tell him, "Why are you single?" I used to ask him a lot because you. But once I saw that other side of him, like to get drunk like that, and I'm like, oh. And I'm talking about drunk to the point he can't drive, like he have to sleep in the garage where he park his car. That's dangerous. I told him, I said, that's dangerous. Especially you all skinny, you little, that's dangerous to do. But if he was sober, because I would never forget, me and him went to Sweet Georgia Brown. Our chemistry was just on point. I like him a lot. I still like him. He would have been like a potential good boyfriend. If that would have been like the first guy, like, oh, I would love to be in a relationship with him. Like it's just a vibe. We just connected so well, but he had that drinking problem. And he drink, and if you drink with him, he'll buy you drinks. You ain't got to worry about buying no drinks. He'll keep it coming. You're gonna be sloppy drunk. And so I didn't want to be a drunk because I'm like, I don't want to end up like that. You know what I'm saying? And then so when he got me drunk, that was the first and only time I was drunk before. And when I tell you, if my moderator, if she didn't, guide me to the car, she said, "Why do I need to help you up?" I said, "No, I got it." And I threw them
I
keys.
remember. I remember that.
Yeah, I threw them keys. I'm like, I was effed up. Like he
I
got me
remember.
because
I remember that.
the vanilla shots, the Cardi B shots, and I'm drinking that. I'm like, oh, this is so good. I'm just pulling this up. When I tell you, we went to the liquor store and he bought all these bottles, and I was just drinking it straight. Then my friend Theo's sister, she was with me, and she would give me all her shots. I was messed up.
I remember that.
I told her, I said, I'm ready to go. Because and he stayed at the club. He was so drunk, he couldn't even drive himself home. He literally slept in the garage in the car. And I
Oh,
had some sense. She told me to tell her, I'm ready. Can you take me home? And I'm so glad she was able to take me. And she was the only moderator that knew where I stayed. And she said, oh, wow, this area. That's what made me, if I ever move back to Dallas, I was still staying there. Because I stayed in a nice neighborhood. It was quiet. It was nice. And to all the Mexicans came and they kind of messed up there. But now they probably gone because ICE is here. So I probably wouldn't move back because ICE is there. So now I can call ICE if they do too much. But it was a nice area and I miss it. You know what I'm saying? I really miss it. And this is why I have, like you said, you have to prioritize your mental health because that messed up my work life, my professional life, and all of that. But when we had some good shows, we had some good people over here. I mean, y'all,
hey,
man, it was real good.
Hey, Wiley, can I give a shout out?
Uh-huh.
I want to shout out Dova. I want to shout out
Oh,
Amen.
wait.
I want to shout out B Scales, Flying
Rest in peace.
High. Yep,
Rest in
Flying
peace.
High. She's our angel. I want to shout out D.
D1.
Um,
Scott,
I want to shout out. Oh gosh.
J Love,
Oh, J Love.
Real,
Gosh, why her name is not coming to me?
Nurse Nicole.
No, she's your first mod from
It had
Sint
to
in
be.
the Beef sector. She's your longest mod.
It had to been. You already said Day Dover Queen.
No, it's not Day.
It's
Oh
D1.
God. She works in airspace.
Oh, Blue Skies.
Blue skies. Blue skies.
Mhm.
Yeah. Shout out to Blue Skies, D1, Amen, Day Dover.
And that's one. Let me say
Yep,
this.
shout out to my
I'm
mod
about
sisters.
Day Dover. When I tell you, that's one moderator that I had a crush on when I went to her.
And she's beautiful.
She is beautiful. We went to a comedy show to go see Monique. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I
We went
remember.
to the mall. It was like, oh my gosh, I would love to be with her. Like, I still have a crush on her. Like, oh, when I get my stuff together, I'm definitely out there because it was a vibe. She's a good mother, and I remember when I went to her house, her daughter was like, "Hey, Wiley," and now
I
she's
don't think
grown. She's like, yeah.
yeah, and I don't think I don't think she's single. I don't think Day is
No,
single.
she in a relationship now. You know, she waiting on me. She with the guy. He keeping it warm for me. But
He fattening
yes, like
cow.
she was
He
definitely
fat. He fat. How to say it? He fattening cow for milk.
yes, yeah, I love it, man. But it's like it's been so long because like you was here when I did the show. It was like we have history here on YouTube. You've been here for a long time, and then when I saw that you've been a member for a couple of years now, That's a blessing. That's you can do
Yeah.
that. That's
We in October, so in
yeah.
December I'll be. It will be 4 years.
4 years you've been a member. That's a blessing. It's not too many producers that stuck with me like that. But I love that they're coming back. Because when I was on TikTok, because I'm on TikTok, I'm on
But
Instagram, I post everywhere. So somebody hit me up on TikTok. They was like, "Wally, you back? I remember you from the B sector." Blah, 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 blah. All these people saying you back, you back. I'm like, listen, I've been back, but because
yeah, but you know,
content,
I stopped going to the beef sector. I knows nothing going on in the beef sector.
yeah, I went on the B sector. What day was that?
I know
A
I heard
couple
you
of
talking up something about what's his name? He's still in New York?
I was over there on Lemon Channel. Who you talking? Oh, Rico.
He's still in New York?
Yeah, Rico. Oh, I love
Um
Rico. Rico, that's my baby. That's my baby. Like,
he
that's my
he
baby. Like our
he's
relationship is so
he
good.
chill out now, or he's still getting drunk
He
and on
he
live and doing all
no,
them stuff.
he calmed down a whole lot. He going through some things, but he calmed down a whole lot. And shout out to Icon for being there for him. Icon New York, because Rico
Yeah.
he had a legal problem, and Icon literally was there at 11 some at night, 11 some at night at the courthouse waiting on Rico case to be called, but they didn't call it until the morning. So Icon went back to the courthouse, was
Shout
there,
out to Icon of New York.
got on the bus, paid for him to get on the bus, really was there for him until he went back to the precinct to get his items. Like,
Oh
and Icons and
wow.
I really have some people because y'all know me, y'all know my attitude change. Y'all been if you've been here for 4 5 years, you ain't going nowhere. You've been here so long. And shout out to my minds that been here for a long time because they'll tell me, hey, while they don't be in the chat, by my in bushes. So they still watch. But it's been a long time, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to do a New York meet and greet. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do a New York meet and greet because I gotta meet you.
I will
I
be
gotta
there.
meet
You know that
Icon.
already.
I gotta meet
You
Voice
know I
High.
ain't
I know,
coming. You know I ain't coming to no meet and greet.
but
I will.
we'll see.
Yes,
We
you and
have
I
one
will
on
meet one on one, and that's
we
it.
have one, and I wish I love the one on one because you could do a little bit more. Because shout out to my Vegas people that I met, their family, like meeting y'all in New York, doing
I
one
will
on
not
one.
go to nobody meet and greet because the thing
Yeah, but
is,
we meet up in person,
yeah,
and then you can tell me
because
the text playlist.
because the thing is, if you see me one time, you will know it's me the next time you see me. So not
But I
bragging,
can't wait to see you.
not bragging or anything, but the way that I dress, and like I will run into people and they say, "Oh, I know you from so and so. Oh, I see you here. I see you there," and I'm like, "Oh, well, nice to see you again." And sometimes I don't even remember,
Yes,
but
like this,
and people would tell
like
me,
it's like
"How
we
could I
family
ever
here.
forget you?"
You will never forget. Like we family here in Las Vegas. Like shout out to the people in here in Vegas and stuff like that. But I can't wait to meet my New York subscribers and see how they are and
We have a
meet
lot of
them.
subscribers from New York. Hey, Wiley, you know who you
Especially Icon.
need? Have you
Icon has
ever
been
heard?
following me for years.
But wait, have you ever heard from Wendy Williams, or she just done with you, boy?
Whitney Wells have not called her in years, but I still remember. I don't have the picture because I think
So
I do have the
you
pictures
don't
in my
have an email or nothing for her?
No, I never had her email. I never had her number because she always called in private. But she did send me
Wow.
a picture card and she said
I wonder if she in the bushes ever.
she probably is if she's
Wendy, come back. We miss
come
you,
back.
Wendy.
Oh yes, and then we because back in the day, baby,
Good.
we had them call lines. We had them call lines on lock, and
That
so
Wendy Williams, she
that,
was so nice and enjoyable. Oh
we
Lord,
had to get
and
Mills Hall to
now
help us.
and now where you and him is friends
In
and
my
all that good.
perspective, we got the
She will never come back. Oh my Lord, Wendy,
we
come back, honey. Look.
we got
I don't care for him, but I don't let that stop me from enjoying Wiley and loving Wiley.
that's
You
that
can. you is a smart woman, Wendy. You could, compartmentalize. You could, you know, still like
That's why I like
Wiley and
you
still don't
because you
care for
still.
him over there.
That's why I like you because you stick with me thick and thin.
Yeah.
Remember the Voice of New York?
Well, the voice of New York is still around, you could catch her if you listen to Michelle A.T. Brown. I hope you don't mind me saying
Oh no, I don't
Michelle.
mind. Yeah, I love her.
Yes.
She be over there.
Michelle A.T. Brown, right? If you listen to Michelle, New York, Miss New York is over there. She always come by on Michelle's show. She's
Yeah,
like
so
a
that means she's still
she's like
active
a
on TV.
staple on Michelle's show. They call in and they will chat with Michelle, and
And you know what? And
she's part
Michelle,
they part she's part of the squad over there.
I'm gonna tell you something. Michelle A.T. Brown will never forget it. Back in 2020, we did a panel. It was Peter,
I remember I
and
was
myself.
there.
Okay, you remember that? I would never get it. And everybody said, Wiley, you so professional. You so good. He did a good. I'm like, yes, I'm a very intelligent, smart guy, of course. Like, we had a good conversation. This before he went to prison.
Yeah.
And we had a beautiful conversation. So I love Michelle A.T. Brown. I will never forget it. She had hit
Same,
the link.
same, same thing with Michelle. I'm a Patreon member with Michelle, maybe like about 4 years now, too, 4 or 5 years now, because I'm a Patreon member with her longer than you. And I don't, I know how to get into that Patreon because the app is on my phone. So I just click on it and it take me there, or she just send a link. But I can't tell the last time I've been in Michelle Patreon.
Wow, I love Michelle because
I
it's been
just,
a
that's my support. And whenever I catch her live,
and I
I
would
watch
never
her.
because being her like even though I talk about Claudia and Claudia can't stand my guts. Claudia
She
cannot
is
stand my guts.
Michelle. She don't like at all because Michelle just called her out on her colorism, and Michelle is, and Michelle always have her receipts.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Michelle has pull all the receipts, and that is make she so mad. That is make Claudia so mad because Michelle have them receipts. Oh my god,
I remember
she
when
just
Claudia
literally go into people DMs who she
facts,
doesn't even know and talk about Michelle.
facts. She do
She's
because she had DMV.
crazy.
She was like, "This ain't the real like girl. Who cares? This is fun."
If there's one person that you're not gonna jump in your DMs or respond to you, it's Claudia.
It's Claudia.
Oh
Facts.
yeah. Color is
And she
Claudia.
think
That's what
that's gonna
Michelle does call her.
that color is Claudia. Because I remember
Woo,
one time.
that
This
is
when I
make
was
her
mad.
so mad.
This when I was manic. I was dragging Claudia so much for hours. Claudia was in the Bahamas, she claimed. She called into the show. It was about 8 or 9 hour live. I'm
She
just
got into
talking
your
about.
show?
Yes, she did. She had hit me up on Instagram. They send voice notes. So she
Right.
sent me a voice note. She didn't know I'm playing the voice notes in real time as she sent it, and then she blocked me. But all the voice notes was playing on the show. It was about 9 hours. I was dragging her. Then I dragged Flame Monroe. Then Flame Monroe responded.
Oh my lord.
I said her son was pissy at the club at the Jeffrey Pub. We did that. So when I tell you, man, we did some legendary shows and some people and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have nothing against Claudia. She's boring, but I don't have nothing against her per se. Like
She
some people,
is. She
she's
did
just
it.
boring.
She did this whole story. Didn't do her research and say, oh, Portia got arrested and blah blah blah. That time, this is from like 10 years or
Years
more ago.
ago.
And she did no research. She just saw it on Facebook. They have those, I don't know, it's like those bots that have all these crazy stories.
And she didn't
Or,
do her
or it's like one of those
research at all.
AI generated stories. Yeah. And she make a whole big announcement on that show she does with what's his name? Carlos King.
Crazy.
And so are you watching any of the housewives?
No, I was watching. I'm going to start back watching Potomac because of the lawsuit. I mean, because of the Wendy getting arrested and stuff like that. I'm gonna start back watching that, and then I also got to watch No Shade, Braxton Family Values. I'm gonna try to watch that when I wake up tomorrow.
Well, you see
Braxton,
that I'm not watching it.
you're
You
not watching
see,
back.
Trina.
Yeah,
You see
Trina.
that statement that she make? It's so
Yeah, she pretty
disgusting.
much won
And
this. Yeah.
and you know who he remind me of? Remind me of my aunt. Well, she's
Mhm.
not my aunt because I don't claim them as family. My mother's sister. It remind me of her. Instead of you say, I'm so sorry for what happened, this B talking about, well, he not here to defend himself, so we shouldn't be talking about him. I cannot stand women like that. Oh my gosh, let me don't even start because I will go on. I cannot stand women like that. Those are the women that will always stand by and watch somebody be abused and do nothing about it. I cannot stand those kind of women. I cannot.
I
That
agree.
is your freaking niece. And it's the same shit that happened to me, Wiley. So I didn't even like finish listening to her talk. It's the
Mm.
same shit with my mother's sister husband. And this woman sit down and say, same thing. She said, I'm trying to dirty your husband's name. I cannot stand those kind of women. They will
Me,
sit by and watch somebody and their family
that ain't that's
go through
crazy.
some shit over a man. Like my mother's sister, she's still married and living with that man. And I don't have nothing to do with any of them. I don't speak to them or nothing.
I don't blame you.
And you would get in this day and age, you would get up here and putting out statement and talking about he's not here to defend himself, so we shouldn't talk about him. Are you serious, woman?
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
this man that's sitting next to you, I will never trust turning around them.
I don't
Because
blame you.
how could you come up there and make this kind of statement? I don't understand the people who defend. That's why I don't have no care for Nikki. I don't understand the women who defend these men. Like, I just don't get it. How
Crazy.
do you how do you sit there and defend these men over your own flesh and blood? This is
Don't
your niece. This is your brother, daughter. But hey, it happens. It happened to me.
say what I said.
I am a survivor. I don't call myself no victim because when you call yourself a victim, then you live like a victim. And I don't live like a victim. I am a survivor. But it happened to me. Same shit. My mother's sister, husband. And they make
I
you
agree.
feel like you do something wrong.
Like you
They
the one
make,
that did something.
okay? You as the person that it happened to, and they make you feel like you did something wrong. So now you getting on here to not to stand up for your niece, but to defend this man instead of standing up for your niece. Even though she's a grown adult, you still wouldn't stand up for her. And at the time she was a child, and that man wasn't no good man to her either. And she still gets she ass up here with another man that she's married to and defend this man.
He was still that. That's something in deep with them.
Like, what is wrong with women like that?
Crazy.
What? I wouldn't trust my child around her or her husband. Because if you both could sit up, get up there, let's just say, okay, it's her. But her husband sitting right next to her, supporting her with it. I wouldn't trust my child around them.
Facts.
They can't be trustworthy.
You can't.
Oh, that triggered me. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't understand it.
I agree. I'm glad. Wow, we have the one and only mouth open. She been here for on this show for years, and y'all get a glimpse of what we talk about on members only.
So who brought Denise on the show? Tema?
I think Tamar, yeah,
Even
she
though
brought at our podcast. I think something like that. But I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch.
good for Tema. Even
I'm gonna
though
watch.
I don't know. I don't want to comment about Tema because I don't know. You know, she always in something online. There's all these, all this stuff. I don't know what to say about Tema.
Yeah, I understand.
So let's
The
just move on from Tema.
yes.
I don't want to comment. I don't.
Thank,
Don't.
thank, thank you to everybody that's watching this. I know they're gonna be like, Wiley, thank you for giving 3 Hour Live, because we know I have a truck driver that listens to the show, and they love long episodes because they on the road for like long distance and stuff. So I'm glad that
Male or female truck driver?
female.
Oh, good for her. Shout out to you out
Yeah,
there. Drive safe.
yeah, she be listening to the show. I love her dearly. So you just never know who's watching that's be in the bushes and stuff. So yes, we
I
are
love to see women do jobs like that, like women
like that.
who drive those big 18-wheeler trucks.
Absolutely. So I want to thank the subscribers, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and y'all support. And thank you. I love y'all so much, and love you, Mouth Open, for coming on, being a co-host today. Because this was not planned. She just hit the link, and wow, because usually she be busy, and I'm glad you got some
It's
free time
always
to
love,
talk.
Wiley. It's always love.
It's been a while because you've been working like 5 jobs.
No,
I'm like, where you
it was two
at?
on my little business, but now it's just my business and one.
Yeah,
I got 3 kids. I got 3 teenage. Well,
yeah,
no,
because
two
you was working.
teenagers and
I think you was
and
working
a preteen. Hello.
because you was working like 24 hours, and then you would rest. I think on Sundays. I think it was
Boy,
Sunday.
I was doing some crazy ish, Wiley, that nearly messed up my health.
I can imagine because that's a lot
I
of
was not getting enough
hours.
sleep,
I can
but
imagine.
sometimes when you have goals, you have to make sacrifices. But I
You have
wouldn't
to
do
make
that again.
sacrifices.
I wouldn't
No,
do that again, though. I
it's
wouldn't
not.
do that again because my blood pressure was sky high
Wow.
because I wasn't getting enough sleep and working too much and then still trying to have a life in between there, you know? It was too much.
Mm-mm-mm.
So I have one job and my business. That's it now.
I feel you on that.
And living my best life. Yeah, you gotta do a members only.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do a members only.
Not a
Definitely.
members only on Zoom.
I'm doing on Zoom. Most definitely,
They
I
still
gotta
have
do it on.
Zoom, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Zoom. I'm gonna get my Zoom up and post it in there. And I know I gotta send you the link directly so you can have it, because sometimes you may not be able to see it. Definitely doing a Zoom.
Yeah, if you do it at night, yeah.
Yeah,
Because now,
it's gonna be at night. It ain't gonna be like during the day. I love the night Zooms better than
yeah.
doing it.
Or during it, or if it's during the day on on a Saturday
Okay.
or Sunday. Like once
Yeah,
I know in advance, because on the like Friday during the week I don't have the time, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday I go to the hospital.
okay. So
Yeah,
more like a Thursday. If I do like a
because
Thursday.
the visiting hours is between the hours of me working. Visiting hours is 2 to 8. and I'm working those times. So on Fridays, my hour is different, and then the weekends I'm free now since I'm not working the other job. So on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I go to the hospital to be with my best friend.
Mm.
So, but if you let me know in advance, then that day I will go early or however, so I could be on that too. Because the Zooms is always fun. But you have to pay a membership to be on the Zoom, right?
Yeah, the membership, because when you do the membership, I see the Zoom. Yeah,
Yeah.
I made for the get more people on
Yeah.
there. Probably for the
People
do it
need
for
to become members. People need to sign up and become a member
yeah.
because
You need to become a member.
those membership shows, it goes down.
I'm telling you, it'd be fun, and you never know who's gonna make an appearance. Never.
Right?
It was one. It was one members only I did. He was a guy that do the whips and put the ball in your mouth. So I had found him
Uh-huh.
in Chicago, and I brought him on the show to talk about it. So that was like a while ago. We had brought Jack or Wright. We had recorded her on members only. We had did some episodes on members only. Most definitely.
Yeah, Wiley, it's time for us to go to bed.
All right. No, thank you, sister. You've been on here, child. You
I
got to do.
definitely hang with you. You can't complain now.
I can't complain now. I'm like, we ain't gonna see you until like another year.
I was here. Mount Open was here. You can't say anything. I
Thank you so very much, Malvo, for coming
You're
on.
welcome. You have a wonderful night, Wiley.
You too.
We shall talk again. Have a
Thank you.
blessed night, producers. Thanks for listening. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
loving and supporting Wiley. And
Yes,
Wiley,
thank you.
you keep pushing because Jah is mighty. And what is for you,
It's for
it's for
me.
you.
Oh yes.
All right. Hey, hold on. Or maybe I missed it. Bef- I just remember something else before I go. Miss Milagro and this Meg the Stallion thing.
I can't wait till they trials and coming up next month. I
Next
think
month.
next
Wait,
November.
it's gonna have a trial, like going to court and all of that.
Going to court in Florida. Mm-hmm.
So who's gonna be covering it? I wonder, like, who's gonna go to court and cover it? I wonder if anybody will.
Um. Well, it's a couple of YouTubers. I'll let you know who's gonna probably go. I send it to your DM and see who's there because I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna have to watch what they say to report on it. So
Right, right,
I hope it's somebody good that I can get the good notes and stuff because
right.
it's in federal court, so it won't be on camera or anything. But hopefully, good media people go so they can tweet and everything and let me know so I can report about it. But
I hope
definitely, I'm talking.
some good media person. And then there was like, and then I saw something about like something with the judge is going to tell the jury. They're going to make sure that the jury know that she deleted a whole bunch of text messages on WhatsApp.
Yeah, they told the jury and me
They're
personally.
gonna. They said that they think that the jury should be informed of it.
Yeah,
Oh my
because they do make
gosh!
her look guilty, right? All that stuff. Like, come on now.
So does she doesn't go live on YouTube anymore?
She do. She don't go live. It's a premiere video. Like she records the 203
Yeah,
and
I
she
see.
premieres it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so where does she go live? She doesn't go live anywhere anymore.
Station Head, Station Head, Twitch. She go live. Station Head, she go live, and she records it, and then she released the recorded version on YouTube.
Oh, so she still do the give me $20 and all that stuff?
Absolutely. You know she ain't gonna stop doing that.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen her show in a long time because I was just tired of hearing about Cardi B every living single day. It was just too much.
Yeah, she just talk about she talk about a lot of subjects, but she talk about a lot of subjects on her show. I would say she talk about a lot of subjects on her show. Was that
But
the
I
trend that she
noticed
talk about it? And her,
but I noticed she doesn't talk about Cardi B as much as she used to. It was
oh,
just
not like she,
the
yeah.
Tory Meg Cardi B, Tory Meg Cardi B, Tory Meg Cardi B. Oh
Now
my
she
god.
don't talk about Meg. Now she can't talk about Meg because the situation
Okay.
with the gag order, so she can't even talk about the case.
I must listen to her and see if things change because I always like listening to her like when she first started. Well, not I wouldn't say when she first started. When I first like learned about her, and the person that introduced her to me was my mom. You know, my mom. Yeah, my mom who told me about. She listened to this girl named Malaga Grant. And it's my mom who told me about her. And I start listening to her and then, the relationship with you and her and all that stuff. But I used to enjoy listening to her. At one time I even talked to her on Instagram. She had like an Instagram live. And I went on there and talked to her and stuff. She was such a fun person. I have to listen to her again and see what it's like now. But I was just tired of the Tory Meg, Cardi B, Tory Meg, Cardi B all the day. It was like she had some like an obsession.
Yeah, it's because it was giving her ratings,
It was
But now she don't
I
talk.
know. Some people like they could listen and hear about like a person talk about the same person the time, all the time, all that I can't. After a while I get bored.
Yeah, but her audience they eats it up. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
be there.
yeah. So I had stopped listening to her. That's why I don't know, but I still follow her on YouTube. So I get the notifications, but it's always a premiere. So I'm like, why is always a premiere? She doesn't go live anymore.
Yeah, she go live on her Twitch and on her station head.
I deleted Twitch from my phone. So, because you
Yeah.
have a Twitch too, right?
Yeah, I have a Twitch. I'm gonna go live more on
Yeah,
there.
you need to connect and
But I'm
you need to start doing Twitch too. Doesn't Twitch pay
yeah,
after
if
a
you get
while when you have like a certain amount of followings and stuff?
most of
Does it take as much as YouTube?
they pay real nice over there on Twitch too.
Yeah,
Especially if you
well
get
you need to take us
so
over
that's
there
what
too.
yeah, definitely gonna do that. But thank you, Mouth Open, for coming on.
Yes,
I'm
Wiley.
gonna
Let me
close
get
it.
off of here. Goodbye and good morning. I love you. And hang up on me because I'm not
Okay,
seeing anything on how to get off of here.
okay, I hang up.
Love you. Peace.
Love
Bye,
you. Bye.
producers.
Bye.
Subscribe, Cash App, all that good stuff to Wiley.
Yes, thank you.
All right, hang
Okay,
up on me.
okay, I will. Why it's a little blurry because it's kind of dark in here. Come on, get the focus right. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Thank you for the cash apps. Please send some more because we got to travel, go somewhere else, and we'll let y'all know our new location. We'll be live on our new location. We'll let y'all know that when we're there. Thank you all so very much for y'all support. Thank you, Latavia, for holding it down. Thank you, Mavo, for holding it down, for modding in here. Thank you all so very much. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Bye.